open, no invite needed with juggalos. Been hyped this evening, feeding for music, more guests than topics. No drama, no bullshit, no fake news, no nonsense, no grim logic. Only fam knowledge and dropping the raw with some platforms and artists. Bought a house where you'll never see the bottle stop. The beef tigers off the leash, and if it's beef, you gotta see the final bottle boss. The diamonds are raining, defining the greatness the carnival provides. Welcome to the bottle house. Now get your ass inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bottle House. And now, your host, Bottle.
Yo, what up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, and it is time for the Bartle House. I already see some homies pulling up in the chat. Aaron says, let's fucking go. First comment, we got Ashhole, of course, and my guest tonight already in the chat, showing some fucking love. The guest tonight is Knowledge, or Knowledge is Hip Hop, as his YouTube and or Facebook and or other ways to look him up. My brain's already turned off. Jesus Christ. My guest tonight, Knowledge, super fresh. I'm excited to have him on. I'm gonna stop babbling now and just bring the man. Oh, he's walking away. I'm gonna bring the man on and he can help me fucking talk. Ashhole says, hey, it started. Hell yeah. And my guest tonight here is Knowledge. Yo, what's good, my guy?
Yo, what up, dog?
Oh, let's fix this. Oh, that's better. Welcome to the fucking Bartle House, Bartle Boss Show. I keep changing the name, to be honest. Why don't we start off tonight? You know, keep it easy. Anybody who might not know who you are, why don't you do a quick little introduction?
Yeah, I go by Knowledge, but everything is Knowledge is hip hop because, you know, the internet is brutal and every word is taken on everything like the day that the app starts. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I had started that shit with Xbox Live, really. That was like that, and like maybe Yahoo and shit were like my first times. Like, damn, man, every name you want to have is just taken, you know what I mean? So Knowledge is Hip Hop is how you can find me on everything except on like streaming services. You do just have to look up Knowledge, and most people just look up Knowledge, fuck you, because that song helps them find my profile and among like the other artists with the same name.
Hell yeah.
And I'm a Maryland hip hop artist. I mean, if somebody who didn't know me, yeah, I do underground hip hop in the DMV area. I try to do shows in every state, but this is like home base for me. And you know, this surrounding states right here in this area.
Hell yeah. Continuing on kind of our run of having some artists from like the Pennsylvania, Maryland, Baltimore, fucking Jersey area. I think our scene specifically is better than a lot of other fucking scenes because we are all just kind of, you know, interconnected. There's not a lot of fucking beefing and fighting going on. It's just people show up to shows and have a good fucking time.
Yeah, I agree.
But speaking of that, you know, there's a few faces we see you with quite often. Of course, we have Grim Smiles. We always see Grim kind of wandering in the back. We got Candy Bars, you know, 3XG, Mischief.
Yeah, man, we usually move together because we groove together. You know, we make a lot of music together, and we all we all fuck with each other's styles, and maybe, you know, different ones of us grew up. Me and Mischief grew up together. You know, LJ Heiss, and I've been doing work with him with Rebels Advocate since we used to rock with the Coalition back in the day, a Maryland conglomerate of hip hop artists that were all like, you know, on the same lyrical mission type of deal. And then Grim, I mean, I met Grim doing shows in the area, live shows, and we just like clicked immediately, you know what I'm saying? And then we started traveling a lot, like doing shows to all the way to Indiana or, you know, Rhode Island, or we don't give a shit, man. If we can make it there, we're going to come there and rock the stage. So I think all of us have that same mission. And then sometimes somebody can get a opportunity and kind of like feel like, yo, I know that everybody might not be able to get this opportunity, but if there's a way that we can spread that opportunity amongst each other, like that feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
makes it tough sometimes because you're trying to squeeze a lot of people into a short space, and a lot of venues and stuff when they're doing their own show, they don't want to like give special treatment or anything like that. If you got a couple extra people and you got enough tracks to rock the crowd and keep their attention and keep them rocking for that amount of time, they probably assume that most people with that amount of time, it'll start to get redundant or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We mix it up a lot. We've found ways to fucking definitely stand out among the like big shows that we've done where we've split stage time with each other, and you know, everybody's said their fucking piece and done their thing for sure. But you know, anytime we can do music together, we're chilling together. If we put a beat on, you know what I'm saying, there's not a lot of times where it's going to be like, yeah, this is my beat. You know what I mean? You
Right.
really have to have a song already on that track or something, you know, because if not, man, that thing's a piece of meat and it's up for grabs. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to tear that piece of shit up, and everybody who's in the room is probably going to get a part of it.
Hell yeah.
So
I know, especially with your stage shows, man, sometimes like all the homies are up on stage. Y'all are tagging in, tagging out, and it makes the show so much more fresh because it's not just sitting listening to like one or two artists doing their thing.
I
You
mean,
don't
and
know.
this is the thing, you know, like we've done this for a while, and we try to bring energy. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a song that's not real energetic, I wouldn't say there's a lot of them on there. But if there's something that's calm, we're really bringing that calm energy. You know what I mean? It's not just no energy, regardless. We're bringing the energy no matter what the song has. And I mean, if I bring that energy, I do it sometimes, but if I have to bring that energy for, you know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I can't tag out with somebody, I'm not faking it. You know, I'm not, we don't have the words in there. My voice will give out if I'm screaming like that, like the way that we do when we're on stage, like for, you know, 30 or 45 minutes straight without somebody there. But generally, you know, we, in that span that we have, yeah, we're like, you know what? If we're gonna have this much time, let's make sure that we fucking remember it, and that hopefully everybody else fucking remembers it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, it's hard to make a local artist set memorable and like on a Bone Thugs show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like we fucking, with the way we did our things when we came out of there, you couldn't tell us shit. There's no way. And that's the squad, man. That's anybody that you named is like people that we've done shows with, that we've done music with, that we like chill with, that we camp with. If we go to these weekend at Dirties or the gathering of the Juggalos or the Dope Sick Picnic or whatever, that's the people we're there with. That's the people we're camping with. That's the people we're watching each other's back and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of the homies in the chat, Aaron and Holly in the fucking chat. Ruthless Rob and 3XG just fucking pulled up as well. Cruel Hand, of course, always holding it down in the fucking chat here. Much love to all you guys for fucking popping up for this one. Now you did mention like going to the gathering and going to other stuff, and you know, this is a conversation I've had with a few guys that you perform with and or hang around. You, unlike a lot of my guests, you don't claim juggalo. You wouldn't say you're a juggalo. You're more of a hip hop artist. I mean, is it different doing like a show where there's like a lot more like juggalos in the crowd, or a lot more like underground, horrorcore style artists on the bill?
Who all's in the chat? Can we get a whoop whoop?
Hell yeah.
I know how to show respect, man, when I'm in a crowd of people where, like, I mean, that's something that somebody's already built up and done their thing. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in there saying fuck juggalos or fuck this or that.
Right.
The reason I think somebody would say that I'm not a juggalo, like myself, is because I don't know these commandments and all this shit, man. I just
Right.
know that every juggalo that I chill with, that I've camped with, that I've like rolled with, like everything like that, man, is a cool ass person. But like, if I'm gonna be like, yo, I went to 2 gatherings and like I'm
So
in there like
all that
everybody else, I
superficial
don't know
stuff.
all that stuff, man. Like I've been there, and I tell everybody I know, like that is not a juggalo. You need to bring your fucking
I'm
ass to the
I'm
gathering.
throwing this up right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hoodwood says your
No,
family, knock it off.
no, I'm family. I just don't. I can't be quizzed, man.
Well, you see
You
all
get
that
there.
stuff, all
You've been
that.
up for 3 days straight. You're rolling face, and you people are like, yo, if they quiz you, do you know your number or something or whatever? I'm like, yo, I have no fucking clue at all. You know what I'm saying?
All that superficial shit is has nothing to do with being a juggalo. That's people
Nah,
who,
but it means something to that group of people,
right.
and that's something to respect. But I'm not like saying that I know all that.
Right.
And I'm saying that I love the people and I
That's
love
all
performing the
bro.
venues and I love the shows, but I don't get up in the front at the like Armageddon and shit. I don't get sprayed like.
And and it's the funny thing. I've had this conversation, one with Grim, who we're gonna talk about a couple times tonight about Grim Smiles, but also with the homie Gunsmoke, and almost everybody I talk to says the same thing. You're like, he's a juggalo, he just don't know it yet. Which you can see it. You can see it when you're on stage, when you're performing with everybody. Like you belong in the scene, whether you want to say it or not. Like you definitely fit. You're part of the puzzle. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that, and I think like I said, man, I respect the thing that has been built before I ever, even like came to a Juggalo show or to a anything.
But how would you say it differs from doing like a show, like a Bone Thug show, or like a show that's not necessarily predominantly underground?
I think that like on those shows, it's tight because the difference in a show like that, for instance, is a show where you're being an opener, not on the tour. You're not traveling with like Bone or whoever it may be, Rakim or some of these people, but that you're getting one of the shows and you're being able to be that one of the openers in that town because you were able to move a number of tickets that was a requirement or whatever the case is for that situation. And what you have is you have a time slot to go out there in front of a group of people that did not really come there for you. You know that if there's 500 people, you only sold 40 tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going out there, you have to show these people who came here to see some fucking legends that we grew up on, that we idolize, that we really fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like every time. Rakim, I think Mischief did a KRS-One show. We did Chris Webby up there. Like we did, the HMAC had blessed us with a lot of different opportunities with shows with big people. And, those it's not your crowd of people. I mean, it's somebody that you're going there and you're hoping you can snatch a couple. The Juggalo shows are more like the regular underground hip hop shows where you're going to actually mingle around with the people. You're going to pass blunts around with people outside. You're going to get to know this person is this person's folks and everybody's a big intermingled family and everybody's going to get along and chill. And it's going to be like after party at the show the whole time. So that's 100%. The difference. That's the difference in that. The other one is you get a little time to try to impress some people that might not know you and hope that they come to your merch table, and then afterwards you get to go enjoy Bone or Chris Webby or Ritz or whoever, so those are memorable because you're getting to be a part of the memory that you're making going to the concert of somebody that you like which that's dope. So for actual juggalos who've been in it for 10 years or something like that, I can't imagine what playing the main stage at a gathering or something like that means to them, opposed to somebody who's like, I'd love to play a festival with that many people at that festival, but like for you to be their type of artist, their type of music, like come up in their scene and get that respect there, I'm sure that's probably like the pinnacle of like that underground juggalo rapper scene, is like main staging at the gather and just shitting on them. Like, yeah,
right. I think the pinnacle right now is Jelly Roll. You gotta blow up enough that everybody hates you.
Jelly Roll is dope, man.
Yeah. But I gotta tell a story. The first time I saw you perform, I went to, and shout out to Wickedwood for putting it on, Juffalo Weekend a little over a year ago now. And you know, they did such a great job with that show. And I remember, like, this was the very first time I've ever gone to an underground show that wasn't like, you know, an Insane Clown Posse show, or like, you know, a Shaggy solo tour. This was like my step into not just being strictly, you know, ICP. And I was nervous. Like, I don't go to shows. I was a little out of my element with all the wild ass juggalos there. But man, when you hit the stage, it was probably the first time I recorded somebody, because I was like, bro, this guy's good. I need video of this. And actually have a clip from the show.
Oh shit.
So let's throw it over to the clip here. Now, I will say, the way I recorded it, I somehow recorded it sideways and flipping it, like, made it a little wide. So guys, don't criticize me. This is the very first time I recorded. This is pre GoPro and, like, you know, filming at shows type shit.
Yeah, he had the flip phone.
And this was the very first artist I recorded at that show. So let me see here.
Damn. Out in Jersey.
Yes, the show was amazing.
I heard I listen to a lot of Kodak or anybody on the radio really. I write so much. The fucking gremlin shit. Yo, I heard Kevin Gates kill this motherfucker and I was like, yo, it's no fucking way I can't do this beat. Shut up! If you thinking our time is up, that really just means your mind is fucked. I'm showing you how to shine without the diamond, so the grind's a must. The people you round and trust, and too many homies got some trust. Just sit down with the sound and in the
Oh
Damn.
man, that brings back memories because that show was something for me. And funny fact, the guy in the jean jacket right in front of me, that was Rake Yon. The whole fucking show, I'm standing beside this dude. I didn't know it was Rake. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, did you see where I said I was like, you should have just mushed them out of the way so you could get in there easier.
Oh man, that show was so good. But like I said, I was so nervous back then.
That was the 2 day show, wasn't it?
2 days. Yeah. Did you go both days?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because I remember seeing you. Hell yeah. Yeah, the show was wild, and I was so nervous. And the first day, I didn't really talk to anybody. And the second day, the first thing I do is I get in there and fucking Wickedwood. I think Gravy saw me, or Zach probably, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" And like introduced me to Gibby, and I was talking to Gibby and talking to Frankie V and like all those guys, and it just like the flip switched, and I was different,
Yeah, that shit was dope, man.
And then my car broke down. Like literally filled up my got checked out of the motel, go to the fucking Wawa next door, filled my tank, and then it didn't pull over, like it didn't start over at the fucking gas pump. I was like, motherfucker. Like I just put $100 gas almost. It was ridiculous.
That's how it works. They never break down when they're like.
Wow, I was like, I forgot how much I put in gas, but and then I had to get a fucking tow all the way back to Pennsylvania. That shit was wild. Anyway,
I hate to hear that type of shit when people come to support at a show. I honestly I despise hearing that.
Honestly, the show was
on the way to or on the way from. It just sucks.
Bro, the show was that good though that I didn't even care that much that my car broke down.
I'm glad you got there safe.
Hell yeah. Hoodwood says Gibby and Frankie fam as well. Salute to them. Hell yeah. Man, I love those guys.
Good guys, man. Yeah, I was just actually on tour with Gibby in February on the Lethal Winter tour. We did like 7 cities with him and Fury on that tour. It was pretty dope, man.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was super like pumped. I was like, "Is it coming near here?" And then I just never got a chance. But I was happy you guys put up that short little video on YouTube of.
Yeah, I like that too. And honestly, I got to ride passenger a little bit this time. Like I usually, my car is fucked up, and then DJ Spinright was able to be on the dates that I was on, so I was able to ride with him, and so in the passenger seat, I was just editing those videos like every day. The next day, like everything I had from the day before, I was like, man, if I can edit this while we're on the road for a couple hours, it'll like keep people with us, kind of. And it did. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said I wasn't able to make it to a show, but we felt like we were there. We like with you guys, like. We saw the progress, we saw the different areas and stuff, and of course you miss a lot of stuff, but it's cool if you get a couple seconds here and there of some dope ass shots and share it, because for a long time, man, we would try to get a lot of footage and stuff, but we really just weren't doing anything with it. I mean, we get home and then you get busy and then you're back to work and you're making more music and you're lining up the next show and you're promoting the next thing you're dropping, and you got real life and recreation, and you just like, I think that it takes over people, and it gets to a point where you start like having more shit on your servers and on your hard drives and stuff than you actually have on your as far as content on your servers online or your YouTube channels or whatever it is that people are releasing their shit on, and that's, to me, I'm like, I don't want to let that shit rot and age to the point where it doesn't matter anymore. If you can drop it right then while you're doing it, it's really dope. Right after is still pretty dope. But
yeah, I find if you don't do it shortly after, you never do it. Because I started uploading footage from that Christmas show that Gunsmoke and them put on, and I got a few of them on, and I'm still sitting on some of their footage because I just put it off way too long, and now it's just like
then it gets to the point where it's like, when that happens to me, I'll give it to like the people maybe.
Yeah.
Like here you can, but if they don't want it, it's probably nothing's going to get done with it at that point because it wasn't fresh. You know,
Right.
I
But,
agree.
I mean, you had a big year last year. You did a bunch of shows. You put out an album or two. What would you say is the highlight of your year last year?
Man, last year, to be honest, I mean, I think that I'm trying to think of what shows we did last year. And let's see, Pandora's Box. Me and Grim dropped that last year in it was June or July. I can't really remember, but that album was dope. The rollout was dope. The like actual release party was like one for the books.
Mhm.
Like
I
the
remember
release.
that was the one I was trying to go to. That was the
Yeah.
one I wanted to go to.
No, that show, that show was honestly on par with like it was on par with any of the shows that we've done at that venue with like another artist, like whether that be like Ouija or like I performed with Scarface there and Stevie Stone, a couple people in the past, but this show, like without like a major label name on there, a major tour coming through that we were like piggybacking on or anything like that, that show actually was really, really stout. And the people that came through to it and perform, I mean, I think everybody had a really, really good time. And I'm pretty sure we performed the whole album plus the bonus track live, like in a row. And it was like epic, man. It was one of those things that was cool. So that was really cool. I went to the gathering, but I didn't like perform, like a major stage or anything like that. The homies always like have stages set up and stuff. So the I don't know what it was called this past year, the reject stage from the year before, with MC Whore. Like I usually can get like space on there. He's usually like has spots that he talks to artists about that maybe couldn't do the joint like on one of the major stages, or maybe they did and they still want like a nighttime slot, like at 5 a.m. or something like that, or a daytime slot in the middle of the day when shit's not going on. Like there's so much stuff going on at that festival for anybody who hasn't been there. I mean, that was dope, but it was dope not because I performed at it, but because there was a whole bunch of dope like people that did perform there. And R.A. the Rugged Man's set was really dope. There's he always puts on. There was a lot of dope sets to the gathering, aside from just like ICP. Obviously, like when you watch how people react to that set, like it's crazy.
Yeah, that goes wild. But there wasn't last year the year that they had all the like rap legends too.
Yes, it was like because of probably the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So I think like who was there? Maybe like Sugar Hill Gang or somebody was there.
Oh yeah, I was excited for that. I was like, that's so fresh.
Yeah, wasn't it Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot did a set.
Yeah, that Riff Raff, they fucking threw shit at him and got him out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
Every year there's somebody that, gets punked off the stage.
I was like passed out drunk at at main stage for like maybe Yellow Wolf and Ritz or something like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, they got me fucked up, and then they took me on the fucking rides, like right there. Yo, I was drunk as fuck. Like I don't even know. I definitely was fucked up, dog. And there was like a couple, like, you know, 2 or 3 rides right there at the main stage, and it's like, why are we gonna ride these right now?
Right.
Now there's pictures of me like I'm like as soon as I got off the ride, I like walked over to the trash can or opened the trash can, and then I went and sat down at the fucking in one of the chairs that we brought down the stage and just fucking passed out, man. That was my profile picture for like the rest of the gathering.
Hell yeah. Hoodwood says, fucking sleeping in the chair.
Yeah, they know. He's part of the reason we went on the ride.
I'm hoping to meet some of you guys this year because it is official. Ticket is bought. I'm actually going. It's been 3 years since I've gone, and I'm excited.
I've only ever gone like the last 2 years. I never went before that. I heard it's like, I don't want to say like it's watered down, but everybody acts like I think that it used to be doper, which I can't imagine not being.
Juggalos are spoiled. Yeah, I'll talk some shit. Juggalos are spoiled, and it doesn't matter what they get. You know, they never get enough. You know, people were bitching about, you know, KRS-One and shit. It's like, how? Why would you bitch about them getting Slick Rick or KSR-One or, you know, anyone, or, you know, even bitching about Vanilla Ice? I'm like, I get it. It's Vanilla Ice. But to me, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nobody. Like, that's the thing that they don't realize. It's like hip hop legends, and from my understanding, and I'm not the person that really knows everything about this, but my understanding is that these are the people they grew up on and that they like. So that's the people they invite to do the gathering, and then the people that they also like that are like newer that are coming up. But the older, like KRS-One, they probably fucked with KRS-One growing up, and so that's why they pay homage by, you know, getting the people that they want to see perform on the show with them. There's always somebody like that's on it every year, right?
Yeah, usually they get a good mix of like novelty acts and like,
Yep.
you know, some legends and some newer guys. Usually have a metal act or two, you know.
Onyx was on the year before, like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Man,
there's a bunch of fucking, I think the last 2 years they've really kicked it up with the legends. I'm curious to see who they get this year, because I mean it could be anybody, especially with the circles they've been running in. It could be anybody. Ashel says you might not know the commandments, but you've read the Testament. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely been around to where like you guys rub off on people in a good way, you know.
That's how we do it. You know, we're infectious. But so obviously, you know, if you didn't come up with the Juggalo stuff, you must be a pretty big hip hop head. Where are your like influences in your music?
I think probably influence like before, until I started doing music. Like I used to listen to like rock when I was young. Like my parents listened to, you know, my mom probably listened to more like rock and classic rock, and my dad like listened to like rock and metal. So those are a mix of that kind of. And so I listened to rock for a while, and I was like getting, you know, into Metallica and, you know, GNR and you know, Pantera and stuff like that. People were listening to around that time. But then like you know, rock did a thing like from MTV or whatever it was, where everybody started to have this new sound and look, where it's like Silverchair and like Bush and Creed, and it's like every single group, they all had this different sound, and it didn't sound like the old rock. And around that same time, I was really being introduced to like Nas and Ghetto Boys and Tupac and, you know, stuff like that from my friends and from like what we were listening to at our age, that wasn't what our parents listened to. So there was like kind of a shift for me where I was like, yo, this is a lot harder than the rock that's out now. So to me, I was just like, it kind of was like real natural, and it spoke to the youth, and it spoke about things in the way that we could understand it. And also I felt like when in rock music that I listened to, and metal and stuff, because the way they sing their vocals, it's very few vocals. It's still saying a lot, but it's very few vocals. Whereas in rap, it was in hip hop, it was let's fit as many vocals as we can into the song. And until that song goes off, you're going to be hearing us saying something. You know, it's not going to be all about the instrument. And my dad played drums with like rock groups and shit like that, like coming up. And I remember going to band practices and stuff with him. But so he didn't really respect instrumentals.
Yeah.
Like,
I grew up, I've always been a huge 80s rock fan. And it's like you said, 80s rock is different because a lot of it was like power of the voice. And, you know, a lot of the singer was more of an instrument. I mean, sure, they'd have the guitar solos and shit. But like, as that was shifting out and we were going into like 90s, 2000s, you're right. It was a little bit more focus on, you know.
It went to almost like high school rock or something.
Yeah, dad rock and shit.
Yeah, it was like different. It was like kind of like acceptable rock. Like this isn't gonna be like, we're not gonna be like rebels anymore. Even Metallica changed, honestly. I say Load. A lot of people don't. They think that's an early like album to say that they went soft on. But I just don't think that they were the same Metallica once they did Load, and they went with a different look. The videos, they were meeting that like 90s rock thing, and it wasn't much more of that Ride the Lightning and the Black Album and all the stuff they did before that, which was like their signature sound. So I don't know, I just kind of shifted away. I still listen to older rock, like, you know, and older, like certain older metal and stuff, but it's not, I don't honestly, you see how many people that I chill with, like you named off, that do music, we're constantly listening to our music. So I don't get to listen to a lot of stuff from my past, from my childhood or anything like that. Sometimes when I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, like, damn, it's like an old friend that you haven't talked to in a while. Like, damn, I forgot about this, because you get so caught up in like what instrumentals you have, the project you have coming up, the one you just recorded. Have you listened to the mixes? Like, you're listening to that. And then when you're on your social media, you guys got podcasts dropping every other day. People have songs that they want you to listen to and tell them what you thought about it and stuff like that. So you don't really get a chance to like go back and listen to your old playlist of songs that you grew up on as a kid or anything like that. You're in a constant rat race to keep up with, you know, showing the support back that people are showing you, because, you know, we're not like, nobody's at a place where they can just say like fuck it, it's just too many people for me to be able to keep up with at this point. Like, so everybody's trying to show that respect back, and it kind of swallows your free time up to where it's hard to get your influences. So anyway, so rock was a big influence for me up until that time. Then it became all the lyricists like Nas, Scarface, Tupac, big time. Tupac really a lot. I like the way Nas talked. You know, I didn't like Biggie, probably because Tupac and Biggie were beefing or whatever this was. But I also felt like the way that Tupac was musically, it was almost like singing, like what I was used to hearing. Yeah. It was a little bit less, but he was definitely rapping, but he was like saying it with his heart and shit. Then Eminem came out, and it was like, oh shit, this can get even crazier. You can mix like a crazy rock star type of image in with the hip hop and make it like a crazy, it's almost like a punk rock rapper like type of deal or something like that, where, and then, you know, it was just crazy shit that he was saying. The topics were off the wall. Parents hated it. It was rebellious. It was like exactly what rock used to be. You know what I mean? It was like, this is the thing for that age range. And then you know, when you're around it and you're listening to it, you're memorizing the words and stuff like this, and then people you naturally start to change these words out with these other words to be even funnier or whatever. So then you start realizing like I can fucking put different words together, and then you're around people who the whole culture is just really loving this thing that's happening where everybody's dropping dope albums. They're out rhyming each other. The beats are getting tighter, you know, and it kind of like became the most loved and accepted music form or genre, or like hip hop as a culture and art form, and rap as a musical genre. Like both became the most accepted by like youth, and not just urban youth, but like suburbs, like rural. Everybody who had a TV or something, they knew what the fuck they wanted to be listening to, and they were not caring really much about what their parents wanted them to listen to anymore. You know? So I think that those all became my influences, and right around the time that I started to like writing my own music, maybe around 16, you become your own influence. Then you're the people that you're sitting down with you're also your influence, because you want to sound dope with them and you want to sound doper than them. So everybody's in the room trying to do that, you know. And you know, I never really like freestyled off the top. A lot of my friends were doing that at parties and shit, and I just started like writing it, and I was like, ah, fuck, man, I can write. So maybe I'll just write. And then I stopped doing it for a while, like probably 8 years, maybe like until I was like maybe 20, maybe not 8 years, maybe till I was like 22 or something like this or so. But yeah, from 16, I wrote some shit. And I was like, oh, I could do that. So every time I heard people freestyling, I'm like, I could just write if I wanted to. And I just didn't. And I just listened to a lot more rap and stuff. But I think for that, I became my own influence. Like you go out and you live life and stuff, and you learn like lessons, and you go through some shit and you deal with some stuff, and you see how people are. And then you come back and you got a lot of stuff to say. Whereas it's not about how you're saying it. It's like, yo, this motherfucker is actually talking about some shit, because you go through these things, you know. And whereas if I was just rapping for the whole time since I was like 15, 16, and I was just rapping about the backpack and the, you know, this and that and anime and stuff, and not to say that that's bad, but just like I probably would have a different group of people listening, or, you know, respecting the art form. And instead of like somebody who's, damn, man, you can hear some like pain, and you can hear some shit in there, and you can hear some growth and some stuff like that. And I like the people who appreciate that. And it's like you said, Jelly Roll, I feel like that's the type of stuff he did, and he has a fan base that really relates to his music. And I think he appreciates that more than anything else he could ever like appreciate. Like, I don't think he can do anything more for that, like, fans, than what he does for them.
I think another person that, like, you know, gets, you know, thrown into that a lot, talking about experiences and shit, is Ritz. Like,
Yeah,
you can feel it in Ritz's music when he's rapping.
Yeah, and a lot of the videos that I've seen recently of his also, like, usually people show me his stuff, because it's crazy. Even that, like, you do shows, you get opportunity to do a show. I think I've done maybe 2 or 3 shows that Ritz has been headlining, and I don't really know that much of his music. Like, not to say that much, but not close to his catalog. He's so deep of a catalog that you really have to have some time to dig in on that. And he's dope. You know what I'm saying? So, but I hear him on features. I hear him on his songs and stuff. And every time somebody shows me something of his, it's dope. But it's just, you know, you don't never really have that much downtime to dig into people's catalogs.
Right. Hoodwood says, like, when you guys did Rear View, I will say there are a few tracks on that album that, you know, really do ring true, and like really hit home with, you know, a little bit of that realness.
Yeah, I really like doing that song live and stuff. Grim killed the hook on that so much that I mean that when he had already had a hook like that for the song, when he's like, yo, what do you think about this? I mean, that probably was the first song, I mean, maybe that we did that sparked Pandora's Box, actually. And I remember just thinking like, damn man, like I don't think I could ever write a hook like that. That hook was just so good. I remember thinking that, and I probably was like, yo, can I get on this?
Man,
Because
I love Grimm too. He when he put out "I'm Okay," I was in like a bad place dealing with some shit, and I got it like a couple weeks early. He's like, "Bro, I'm working on one that's like real," and he sent it to me, and I'm like, "Bro, that is the most beautiful fucking song I've ever heard." My guy,
yeah,
Grimm,
that
Grimm's
thing was really
dope.
dope. I had listened to the song a couple times because he sent it to me, but then I actually helped shoot the video.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he was telling me that.
I got to listen to it and see and watch that all come together, and I think that video was really fucking dope, real dope.
But I feel like, the album Pandora's Box was one of the best of the year, if not the best of the year last year, at least for collab albums. You guys absolutely killed it. You had features with all the homies, all the dope ass
This
artists
is
out
the
on the
thing
scene.
I will say about that, man. The only thing, like, because I love what we did, man. The only place I think we slacked at is I mean, geez, man, when we got the nomination with the other group of people as best collab album on Replicon Radio
Uh huh.
for the awards, uh, we we were a little deterred by the names and stuff of the people of the other collab albums on that list, like major label
Well, yeah.
collabs, and we just didn't think. I don't think that there was. I don't think that people felt like it was worth like voting because they were like the other people like people on the list. You're not going to beat them. But now that the voting and stuff has taken place,
Mhm.
I think it would. I think the voting is done fairly, and I think that we could have sent people over there who really not like kiss our ass and like make it to go say that. No, people
Right.
who actually really liked that project, who had no problem giving us that kind of feedback all year about it since it came out, that definitely would have went over there out of respect for us and drop a little comment, and we probably could have been in the running for that thing, because it seems like to me that Replicon is actually running a fair like type of voting system on their
Yeah. I
program.
I like it. I do agree with you. Sometimes it's kind of hard because you are sometimes matched up with people that are a little above your
But I'm
what
guessing they went off of comments. Like,
yeah, it was done 100% fair. I mean,
yeah.
I-
So knowing that now, I feel like going back, that's the only thing I would have changed. I think I would have like told everybody who I knew who gave us like that type of like really good feedback that they like, and we could tell they really fuck with the project. I feel like just the amount of people that told us that could have like put us where we needed to be like I said, to be in the running for that recognition, and
right.
not for the award, but for the recognition for other people to be like, oh shit, who is that? Let's go
Yeah,
through
yeah,
that, because
100%.
we already got the other people to listen that were listening to us already, and then they've showed some people too, I'm sure. But to get like an outlet like that to recognize the work, and even the nomination was like an honor.
Right.
But I do feel like we dropped the ball a little bit because we might have felt like we couldn't really compete with some of those names because of the major label like thing. But they didn't have nobody coming on there knocking people out the box in the comments. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not
No.
like people were coming in droves to like say,
I
"Hey,
mean,
hey,
I was a little buried under all the Undergroundaholics comments, to be fair, but I also was pushing for Undergroundaholics.
right."
Uh,
I know how it is, and that's how I figured. But people went over there and commented for him, and it's like, fuck, man, that's what I'm saying. I feel like we had that. We definitely had people like that were supportive of the
right.
Pandora's Box album, but we didn't take the promotion serious on that award nomination, and it was an honor to be nominated
Right.
regardless.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like I was happy to be nominated. I knew I wasn't going to win because there's a bunch of great podcasts. But at the same time, this is the first year I was big enough to make it. And every little comment that had my name on it mattered.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if I came in 5th because, you know, there for a few people in the comments, I came in 1st, you know, and that's all that fucking mattered. And like you said, it got me exposure. It got people being like, oh, well, what's that channel?
Yeah.
And to be fair, honestly, like I'm the one who nominated Undergroundaholics. I'm the one who actually nominated you guys. I'm the one who nominated Maggot Mouth for Ruthless Rob. And like to get you guys on the fucking ballot too was like worth it because I was like, I love our scene. I love the people around our scene. And I feel like we get slept on so fucking much. So like,
yeah,
shit needed to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But let's shift gears a little bit here because we got some big shit coming up. You know, I think there's an album that's dropping April 1st, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it could or couldn't be.
Couldn't be.
Somebody does an album drop on April Fool's and everybody just assumes that's for real. But I'm hoping that is when it drops. But shit, my luck, the way the simulation has my ass, they might fucking TuneCore hit me up and say, yo, we decided that was a fuck you.
I mean, you planned it perfectly though, because if shit happens, you'd be like, "Oh, guys, it was April 1st," you know.
I did. I planned it like that because the album, The Fifth Element, is the name of it, and I figured like people like understand the elements, the 4 elements of hip hop. Usually, like when they think of like the MCing and the graffiti and the DJing and the breakdance, or like, you know, people think that just means breakdancing, but like the moves or whatever of hip hop. But those 4 are like always recognized. And but the 5th element, like they say, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is like the one that brings it all together or whatever. It's kind of like the unspoken element. So to drop it on 4-1 is kind of like the 5 elements, but they're separated into the 4 that everybody like recognizes, and the one that is kind of like you got to think about. So that's why it's going to drop on 4-1. It will drop that day. Actually, that's crazy. I just got them in the mail. I got the hard copies, and I owe probably a couple people in the chat hard copies from the show that we did at the Shamrock because they pre-ordered already. But this right here has the track list on it, so we can release the track list actually, and this would be the first time that the track list would be known to everybody.
Well, you know what? Let's put them on ice for just a moment because I do love putting people on ice here, and let's play one of your tracks because we've been talking for a whole while, and we haven't done what we're supposed to be doing here, which is promoting you. So let's see what we got here. I got a bunch of your tracks here, as well as some other people. Let's play the one that you just put out, because man, is that a fucking music video? It's you, Candy Bars, 3XG Spits, with Decapitated. Super fresh. You want to tell us a little bit about the music video before we?
So the dope part about that video is like we shot the main parts of it at Dirty's show on New Year's Eve. Everybody was kind of outside like smoking, and we shot 2 music videos out there. So there was probably other music videos shot too, but I know 2 of them that we shot. And then in the next day, we just in my studio we just knocked out a couple like shots real quick to go with it and put it out so that we had a visual to go with this track. But this thing is a banger. And the thing is like anybody who goes to our shows, they probably know, some people fucking hate it, but you go to the show and you start hearing a song and you're like, yo, where's that song at? Like, I'm looking for it online, and it's not online. We're like breaking it in and seeing what people's reaction is to the song before we actually even like have it online. And honestly, before the like project is out or whatever. So that's what the thing is. We have a project, me and 3XG Spits, dropping, that's going to be called Fly Shit. And this is actually one of the features that we have on the project is candy bars. And so, you know, we would already started performing with her right after she won Miss Juggalette at the gathering. We started like trying to, you know, incorporate her to the shows that she could make it to, that we could get her on with us. And like, we already had this banger done to the point where, you know, we listened to this shit before we let anybody hear it. So we're already memorizing the words and shit. And I'm like, yo, you want to drop this on them at the show? I think the first show we dropped it on them might have been like the Ouija Max show.
Oh yeah,
that Fame and Power. And we got introduced her like, yo, we got Miss Juggalette here, like, want to let her fucking do her thing, and she fucking killed it. And then, you know, let her fucking rock into that. So that song right there was like one of the first ones where we started really putting work in when we got back from the gathering, and she started working on her project here at my studio. And then, you know, we did like some singles. We got another video coming out with me, her, and Mischief that's going to be real dope. That's probably going to be dropping pretty soon too. And then she's going to have videos and like songs dropping like one after another for her project, the Galloway Ghostface.
Yeah,
project.
I've been waiting for her to drop her shit.
Yeah,
for a minute.
She dropped the Killer in the Sunshine, which is the first single off of that, and it's a really dope song, like for like. Not just for like for females like that are really like into like hip hop or juggalettes that like that like type of it's like poppy horrorcore hip hop. Like it's really catchy. It's really dope. I mean, and so, you know, but yeah, we recorded that here. That's when me, 3X, and her did this joint right here, Decapitated. And you know, a lot of us are just like, look, man, we keep doing all these tracks. We need to file them into different projects. And that way we each kind of can get a feature on each project. Each one of these projects will show up in each person's Spotify profiles as like, you know, appears on. And it kind of like makes a web to where you can, you know, the algorithm and the way you can click through, you can get to these, you know, each of us from this project or that project or that project. We're just trying to share the streams, share the wealth, share the subscriber and fan base, like as much as we can with each other.
Man, that's why I say our area is far superior than like a lot of fucking places, because everybody's got everybody's back. And even looking in the chat tonight, like everybody's pulled up. We just got some love from Two-Face, as well as the Real Freak showing up saying what up, Knowledge. Man, everybody pulls up in our fucking scene, and I love it. But we hyped it enough. This is Decapitated. Let's keep this shit out.
Watch how I cut this beat up, it's an amputation. I think the industry could use some decontamination. Got this fascination with the decapitation of all these rappers and causing the oversaturation. Bitch, I'm not hating, I'm sick of the image that you faking. You pussies weaker than the shots at me that you've been taking. And I don't go crazy, bitch, I go mental patient. It's on sight and I ain't talking about no speculation. So fuck a dick rider, I came to ride your beat. Underground as fuck, found me underneath the fucking street. Like 1,000 fucking lighters, bitch, I bring the heat. Candy always all about the bag like it's trick or treat. Say you're riding, then you call a cab. But ain't nobody hiding, I've been in the lab. So call me a hatter, I came to make a mad. But how I blow this shit all the way up, I call it bring it back. Sleeping on me now, the damn alarm is ringing. Got they haters screaming, got they fucking bitches singing. Flipping tables if they ask me what the fuck I'm bringing. Take a breath, count to 3 and then I'm fucking swinging. Get the tear it up and now I'm on the brink. But you about to miss it if you fucking blink. Never have I ever gave a fuck what other bitches think. Hitting you with everything I got, plus the kitchen sink.
I'm cancerous, only suicidal enough for bandaged wrist. Lungs coated with more wax than a candlestick. Just enough wits to do some damage with. I hit your grandma with this dick and tell that bitch to make some sandwiches. Never thank or no respect to my elders. Shit, the pussy probably older than the Legend of Zelda. Full of secrets that it never could tell you. Where's Dr. Dre at when you need him? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Your welfare or well-being's things in question now. It's not a goddamn thing I wanna reconcile. Fuck you and anyone who's reppin' foul. There's repercussions if you crossing this line. Mexican. Whoever let this out the cage can never put me back. You get bitch slapped and ask you what you're looking at. Put me on whatever beat I'm cooking at. Don't know if I'm talking about your woman or your raps, but you pussies whack. That's a cushy fact, but facts nonetheless. I can brag about me beating you, but that's not a flex. Cause you whack, not even average at best. And your rap is straight booty cheeks, no need to put that ass to the test. Shit, I pass the rest, flying colors, even earn extra credit. Spelling bee, math B, or might be, it's best to dead it. Cause I'm the best and the most cleverest who ever said it. You playing with fire with worse lines than Kevin Federer.
Hotter than your last shit, doper than your Taz, bitch. Don't be talking greasy unless you wanna get your ass kicked. Underground rapper still better than the average. Plus I'm dressed dapper, you ain't never had shit. Raised from the bottom, still with the top of the totem pole. Just so you know I got them, don't make me have to let you know. Fuck with the squad, bitch, get hit, yo, Geronimo. Whoever said that shit, you a trick and your mama hoe. Been down since I touched the ground, y'all just hover around. Never did no dirt, we all know you a fucking clown. Put in work, hustle till it hurts, breaking nuggets down. Go berserk if they touch my merch when I'm not around. Feelings hurt, haven't lived on earth, we all from the dirt. I ain't got no feelings for a hoe, feeling like I'm lurched. I just wanna feel they tummy up with that go-go. Love it when they yummy on their knees wearing no shirt. Hit the gas, I be rolling fast, puffing on a blunt. Love the cash in a pretty ass, I ain't going front. Tear it up like a warrant, they ain't never get enough. Cunt hunter, bang hard, always got them coupled up. Bottle in my hand, yes I know that I'm the man. 3XG, who I be, you ain't next, have a seat. Steady see me grinding, making waves in these streets. Lot of little mans come at me, they too weak, duh.
Hell yeah. And I agree. Go subscribe to @Rebels Advocate and Knowledge is Hip Hop. Two fresh ass channels where you're gonna find all the fucking fire ass music. But like you said before we went into that song, we're gonna see it here first. The track listing for The Fifth Element.
Yeah, man. So far, I dropped a single. The first single that I dropped off the project was called Artistic, and it didn't have a video or visual with it yet, just the album artwork. And then I dropped the second song on the project, which did come with a video, which is Burn, and the whole project is produced by Go KP Beats. So this is the same, producer that has been recording me and mixing and mastering my music since The Swarm 10 years ago. Since before we started the Rebels Advocate, when LJ Heiss and myself were working with the Coalition, we were still working with the same guy, the same wizard. He's done the majority of my music videos up until some of the very, very last few. That one there, I actually edited myself. But like, he's done all of them up until that point. He's done the majority of my CD covers, the Rebels Advocate logo he did, recording, mixing, mastering, all of the music that I've done for the past 10 years at least. So this project is completely produced by him. Both of those songs that are released so far are produced by him. And then this is the rear of the CD, which does have the track list. So it shows how many songs there are. And
hell yeah. Let's see. Here's what we can do.
There it is.
Hell
so
yeah.
This is Artistic, which is already out. Execute, Gods of War. Burn, which is a video is out already. Plunder, Unwanted, and Reflection. So this is a 7-track project, and it's got a little something for everybody. At least half of these songs are going to end up with music videos. Some of them already are ready to go. And I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to drop them all at once or one at a time, or I've seen and spoke with some other independent artists about some opportunities like the Patreon channels, or like they have YouTube like things that where you can have people can subscribe to get early access to like videos if you want to wean them out like over the course of months, but somebody wants them right now, you know, you can set like a donation amount on there for people to have like access to everything you release early all the time.
Yeah, like the members tiers and shit.
Yeah, the tiers. Yep, exactly. So I was looking into some of those things like that, but this project is really, really dope, man. I spent a lot of my last like 2023, like when I wasn't doing music, working on a fix and flip that I had gotten with a business partner of mine, and we were like spending long days there, like working on the place, like, you know, doing everything we can to put this thing into top-notch shape and put it back on the market. And when I got done that, I had already like been relinking back up with Go KP. Like I just call him KP or the Wizard. But his the way you find him on everything is Go KP Beats. So that's the way I say it. But when we hooked back up, he started making some dope ass beats, and I'm like, yo, let me get some of those before you like send them out to people, before you show anybody. That way I have some exclusive stuff that nobody has heard, you know. And so he did. And a couple of my last days while I was at the spot, I'm listening to the beats on my phone through the Bluetooth speaker, and I'm coming up with this hook, and I'm coming up with that, and I'm running over to my phone, writing a couple bars and stuff. And when we finished up over at that house, it was like being let out the cage. It was like writing. It was like I had to write like, and you know, one of the things that I will like say is that the project, I feel like a lot of people lost their attention span to the like 3-verse track. And then especially the 3 verses and a bridge with hooks in between everything.
Right.
You're talking 5 to 6 minutes. People are not doing that anymore. And when folks wonder about how that algorithm is going to work out, like if the streaming service or the YouTube or whatever is saying that the person is like leaving your song or your video before it's halfway, then it's a negative impact. So if you have a 6-minute song and they're getting off at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you still got a 2.5-minute view from them, but negatively it's impacting your like YouTube channel or whatever. So, you know, I on this project, Burn, which is already out, is the longest song on there. It's a 5-minute song. It's got 3 verses. Every other track on here has 2 verses or doesn't have a hook, and it's just like rapping all the way through the beat or whatever. But it doesn't have like super long tracks like I would have done like maybe 10 years ago. I would have thought that the length of an album should be like 3 verses on every track, with choruses if you can, and maybe like 14 to 17 tracks or something like that, you know. And then that went down to like 10 to 12 tracks, and now there's 7 on this. I feel like 7 to 10 tracks is like a maximum that I'd go now, because you start to lose people on those last couple tracks. It happens on the streaming services. It happens on the physicals. It happens everywhere where people start to listen to the project from number 1. If they listen from number 1, they're going to miss out on like number 12. Right. So I went with 7. I thought maybe if I do a lot of like 2-verse tracks that are really, really fucking dope, then people will want more. Whereas I don't want them to get bored of a song and click to the next one. And I don't think anybody will do that with these ones, because they're hot. They're to the point.
Yeah.
They're not very like long. They're good songs to go in a playlist. And I think they fit the type of music I like, the era. They would fit just in there just as well, but they fit today's appetite and digestion speed, I think, like for music.
I hate when I get to a track and it's like 1 minute and 12 seconds and it's like 1 verse and a quick hook or something.
Yeah.
I feel so like shortchanged. So I feel like you know, two verses is like the sweet spot.
Yeah, I think that's like about you're getting to about 3 minutes there with two verses, 2 to 3 hooks, a little bit of intro and outro on the beat. Like give yourself some room. But I don't want people to be like, all right, that's enough of that. I want them to be like,
Right.
fuck,
I know
that
I know I've gotten to like a 7-minute song and I'm like, I'm not showing this one on the show just because everybody's gonna click off the video because they don't want to see a 7-minute song.
yeah.
I did that once. I think it was like a 9-minute song, and I'm like, I should not have picked this one.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I was literally gonna tell you that if you did play Burn, that you should just play it into like the first hook or the second hook or something. But it's like it is a song that has 3 verses. I thought that the beat was really tight on that, and I wasn't quite done writing. Like I had so much to write when I got done working on that house. Like I just I just tore through it like in like a couple like days. It was not very long at all, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna drop this as a solo project, and because I already filled up all these songs and have the thing like kind of completed, I could do the mix and all of that, and like have like make the final decision on artwork and stuff pretty quickly because it would just involved me and the wizard himself, like because he was the one doing the beats. So I didn't have to go back to any producer, see about any kind of rights or upgrading anything, or can I get the track outs? Like he had the track outs on my computer already. Like it was just the first time I did one that quick and that easy, where it was just me and him on everything. All the beats were his creations. And it surprised me actually that it's taken us 10 years to do that, honestly.
Hell yeah. But I'm excited. I know a lot of people are excited for this album, and you're going on like the press tour almost this week.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. No, and I
2
really
weeks.
appreciate like you
Yeah,
and everybody else who's like actually like allowed me to get on these platforms and try to like let people know. And I mean, how crazy is it the fact that literally the albums would come in like they came in yesterday. When I got home from work yesterday, they were in the driveway, and I was like, okay, now things are actually like happening when I need them to. That's pretty dope. But this right here is it. We went to the Shamrock on Saturday, rocked it out there, and I performed some of the tracks actually from this project. Anybody who was there saw me perform live on Execute. They saw me perform Verse from Gods of War. They saw me perform Unwanted. And these songs, I really, really, really like the songs on this project. I like the way that the hooks came out. I think that it completely matched my mood, like coming out of the year into the new year. It kind of matched my mood. And I never really had got like to do something like this, like the rollout like this, mainly because you guys haven't like been around like for so long. I mean, maybe, but I haven't known everybody for so long. But like, if you look on their Bartle Boss, how long have you been doing this?
So I started last February, like right around the same time as Undergroundaholics,
Yep.
or maybe
So
a couple
like a
months
year.
after.
Yep, like a year. So we did a little bit of this when we did the Pandora's Box, but we didn't really reach out to as many people as we could have. And now I know more people, and the same thing, chopping it up with the Jack of Hearts. I'm gonna talk to him and MC Hoare, and I don't know that they were doing that show when I dropped my previous solo album, or when we dropped the Pandora's Box. Then the Undergroundaholics, we're going to do that one where they're going to actually preview the album the night before it drops at midnight. But they're going to preview it, I think, like around 8:00 p.m. On Sunday. So we're just going to chill in there, and hopefully everybody brings some shit to roll up, and we can really like talk about each of the songs and how people feel, and get some like dope feedback in the group, in the chat and stuff like that. But we did do some stuff with them last year, and I think this was their first year, also 2023, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think they started right around the same time.
Yeah, so all of you guys have come so far, like in a year. You know what I mean? That to me it was just dope. I was like, yo, if I know all these people that are doing their thing, and I could like try to share you guys' platforms with this. And then maybe that, we're going to go over different shit on each one of them. It's not like it's a repeat thing. I can't be like telling this. I'm not telling you much about the album. So, you know what I mean? Like, so every one of you guys' things should get replay from this, because I'm trying to make this part of the tour to the Fifth Element,
Honestly, I think it's fresh, because I think it's the first time I've noticed like an artist that's like hitting all the stops, because I'll get people in at random and get booked out a month in advance, and like when I see like somebody's on Undergroundaholics that I've had, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta stop in and say what's up. Or like if they get somebody I'm gonna have, I try to pop in, but
That's
it's
what
the
I mean.
first time there's a
and it's like
tour.
and just like we're talking about, like, them. I mean, obviously when I'm on there with Jack of Hearts and Whore, I'm going to be talking about how like we started off here, like, today. And so it's going to be cross promotion through each place. And like I say, it's going to be different stuff on theirs, and it's going to be different stuff on yours. So it's dope.
Right.
And not only that, man, your like short clips are dope.
Oh, I just started doing that.
Nah, that's so smart, and it's so like
it's money though. So like I gotta like figure it out, because it is money to do. But I might just start making them on my own. They might just be slightly less quality, whatever. But they are helping for sure.
I wonder if they're using like CapCut or InShot or something like that.
Well, it's Opus Clip, and anybody else who's watching that does the podcast, if you guys want to check it out, it's all right. Like, it's AI, and they go through and they like literally zoom in on faces, and like they like use the algorithm to figure out like what are the hook conversation points, and then they like you edit them from there.
Damn.
And I think it's like $10 a month, and you get like 400 minutes or something. But I go through it so fast because my shows are like 3 hours long. So like,
what you need to do is you need to
it's like 100 a year. I might
you need to already pick the clips of the stuff that you want to use, and then dump that in there so that it doesn't even care about the rest of it.
I could probably do it on my own too. It's just, I was like, I keep seeing ads for this Opus Clip, and I want to check it out. And honestly, I'm not disappointed. It just, looking at the money side of it, it might be a while since I can pay for the year.
3XG, if you're in the chat there, you see what we're talking about. If you can find it for free 99.
Hell yeah.
He can usually find like alternatives or like whatever, like of just different, like the same thing from somebody
There's certain
else.
things I find for free 99. When I worked at a bookstore, there's a way to like skim books, get like ebooks for free. And anytime somebody would be like, my coworkers were like, I want to read that, I'm like, well, don't buy it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, there's stuff out there in the ether.
But hell yeah. Cruel Hand says fuck Skynet. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But going on about this tour stuff too, like, I came from a podcast where we're really competitive. We were so competitive with other channels. We started beefing with another channel. That's why we started our channel, which was annoying. But I didn't want to be a part of all that. I wanted to be, in a supportive scene. And honestly, I feel like it's like that. Again, when I said about Undergroundaholics and, Replicon, I was pushing for them guys 100%. Like, I didn't give a fuck about my shitty channel. I wanted to see Aaron on top. I love what they do on the channel. And I always say on here, I'm talking shit and bash my ex co-host is literally in the chat. Fuck you, Bash. No. No, he knows he's still my best bud. But I love what Undergroundaholics is doing. It's not shit you're seeing it elsewhere. And again, I say it on the channel all the time. If you guys haven't checked out Undergroundaholics, fucking go over there and hit a sub. Fucking peep out some videos because they are really doing it well. And I'm jealous. I'm jealous because they have Holly and they have like people pulling strings behind the scenes.
Holly's like Joe Rogan's like, hey, pull that up, Jamie. You know?
Yeah, bro. I keep saying I need an intern who will work for free.
Yeah,
and just
that shit
fucking
is like,
pull
come
some
on,
strings.
pull up that video of that bear attacking the astronaut. You know?
Because if you watch this channel on a regular, you know there's like every night I do this. There's at one point where I forget to load the video ahead of time, and there's like a good like 2-3 minutes of fucking dead air where I'm like, well, I suck. Let me pull up this video real quick.
Yeah. No, it's tough, man. But that's the joy of it, is that we're all doing this shit on our own, and it's not, the Super Bowl, and so we're able to all slip up a little bit here and there on like the technical side of it and the little technical difficulty bullshit.
Hell yeah. Terry says 3XG is their resident nerd of all trades. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he is the resident nerd. Yes.
Hell yeah. My girlfriend's family, they always call me tech support because anytime anything fucking breaks, I'm the first person they call to like, hey, yo, this isn't working. What do I do?
You got to do that. So look, this is the thing I was going to also say, man. Some of the people who were at the show saw this already, but this hard copy I did not have at the show yet. But when I ordered this hard copy, they also offered to cop these posters, and so I got these posters.
So pretty.
Which are so dope. They're the Knowledge Fifth Element posters that go along with the pre-orders of the fucking Fifth Element of the album. And then I also have these fucking I have these joints right here that are, I don't know if you can see that because it's so shiny, but it's basically like the size of a postcard, but it's framed. And I have these ones right here, or these ones right here, which is like
I like the icon one for sure.
Yeah, this one is dope. This is the one a lot of people liked already. So
now are pre-orders still up, or are they done?
Yeah, I haven't even really started it yet. I just got the album in. I was gonna list it. I got home late from work today, so the pre-order is gonna be one of the albums, one of the posters, and one of these right here, either which one you want, either this one or the icon face one, like you said. Mm-hmm. People can pick which one they want. And then there's going to be some stickers in there, like some knowledge stickers, a road trip sticker, like the Black Sheep sticker that I have with Knowledge is Hip Hop, but it's like, fuck that shit, the sheep's going the other way. It's like a sticker pack of shit that'll be in there. A couple like random like dope things to include in there. But this right here can be either signed or not signed, or they could choose to get this one and have this one signed instead and have this one not, or whatever, I can sign the album. Everything's white. It makes it so easy to sign anything with the marker this time. It's like really dope. But I'm gonna be doing the whole pre-order for $20. Some people already got theirs at the Shamrock Inn when we did the show there, and so they were able to grab like their poster already, and then I can just mail them their CD. Some people are going to be at the album release, and I'm going to have them there. The pre-orders will be available up until the 1st. And then I'll just have like each thing will be just separate. You could just a la carte each thing if you want to.
Now, do you have a website that you sell those on, or is it just through
Facebook? I do have a website. It's knowledgeishiphop.com. This is not on there yet. I'm gonna have to put it on there, so I'll probably have to add it on there tonight, so that it'll be.
Give me a message as soon as it's up, and I will hopefully all of us will blast it on fucking social media and shit.
Yep, definitely.
And I'm definitely gonna be picking up a copy myself. So
yeah, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you like doing the fucking interview and shit. So it's
absolutely my guy. The minute I had a fucking Grim on, and I was like, "Is Knowledge coming on with you?" He's like, "No, it's just me this time." I'm like, "Shit, I gotta get Knowledge on at some point." And now that I've had you on, Candy Bars was fucking talking. I'm like, Candy, when you coming on? Like, I'm trying to get all you guys on because I fucking, I love the scene.
Yeah, man, and I think that it's dope. Like, and everybody has their own story, everybody has their own catalog. Everybody, that's the dope thing. Um, it's not just like a bunch of people. Like, it's like if somebody only seen the set and didn't like dig in a little bit, they might think like it's a bunch of guys that like kind of like Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Like that are on every song together and stuff like this, but it's actually a mix. Sometimes it's we're on the songs together, or sometimes we're like doing a verse of ours from this song and then going into a different song, so that everybody's splitting up the time and showing, a good amount of the catalog, but at the same time not boring anybody with like the whole song of one thing, while you could just change the crowd and change the energy this direction. So we do that a lot, but when people listen in on it, like, and they're like digging on the catalog, they'll be like, damn, you guys all have deep catalogs. Like, and you have collab catalogs where Pandora's Box, where it's a crossover album, or Road Trip with me and Mischief. The joint that's coming out with me and 3XG, the Fly Shit project. These are all these like hybrid projects where, it shows up for both of our subscriber lists in the digital streaming that arena, and it makes it to where when the song plays, as somebody sees the two names, they can click on it and go right to that person's profile and follow them. So it's very much about the cross promotion as much as it is the us just loving doing music together. Because we realize that, let's say I do the project, but then it's featuring 3XG. Then it's only showing up in my new projects. Now, if somebody goes to Spotify on the phone, they're not seeing the appears on. So they won't see it in his projects because he just appears on. But since we made him and I both the main artist, then it makes it to where it's going to show up on both of our pages as a new release, and it's going to show up as a new album for both of us. Same thing with the Pandora's Box with me and Grim. Same thing with the Road Trip with me and Mischief. That's like a way to get around their the way that their algorithm works, to make it pop up in the right spot for each person. And also when we drop, it shows up for his subscribers as a new release, and for my subscribers as a new release, both, because we're both the main artist on that.
Honestly, I wish YouTube would do that, because like a lot of times when I'm putting in for music, looking for music, to play for show and stuff, I'll just put in. There's a trick where a lot of artists, you have to put in topic after their name because they don't have their music listed under their channel, but they don't tell you like songs that they're featured on. And I wish YouTube would do that. And sometimes people don't even put like the features in the title, and I'll be playing the song and I hear other voices and I'm like, I don't know who else is on this, and it's like tucked away in the fucking liner notes and shit, and you have to look. So I do wish YouTube would, get their shit together. And
so this is what this is a gem. If any artist out there, like in the chat or whatever. Also, I see Sticker Stash in there, man. Shout out to Sticker Stash. He's the one making like I have the fucking Fifth Element hoodie. He's making all of my merch, my shirts. He made this shirt right here with the Rebels Advocate and the fucking Timberland design that matched my fucking purple Timbs for the 50th anniversary joints. I mean, literally matched my fucking shoes for the show. He can do anything for you guys, man. He's fucking dope. He's family. He's dope. And I seen Patty in there talking, saying that I took her. She's right. I'm not saying that she's saying it. She's telling on me for it. Taking her poster home with me after she paid for it. And after I signed it for her, saying that I believe it says you're the best, actually. But if anybody in the chat right now wants to buy Patty's poster, instead, because I told her I was going to see if anybody wanted to pay more for it because it was hers. Just let us know.
Hell yeah, we
Because
can get an auction going.
look, if I hit enter, that's literally what I was saying. Look, I should auction it off. Look, I was literally typing that before I told you. So look, there she goes. She said no. Look, that's not okay.
I'm gonna put in a starting bid. That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, no, a lot of I get a lot of decals, merch, dog tags, license plates, any like the dope merch, the thongs that the ladies got that they love so much, like the Rebels Advocate thongs. I got all that from Sticker Stash Customs. Man, they help me make all kinds of fucking dope merch. Like
I have to check them out because I I'm not in the ready for merch yet, but eventually.
The cool thing is to like check out what they make and the decals and stuff, man. I don't want to name drop but I know they make decals for people like that we fuck with, like like Money, like Jelly Rolls Bunny, and like people like that. Like they make decals for these people, so it's quality. It's not like it's like it's
not
cool.
Teespring.
Somebody it's dope. It's actually good quality stuff, and stuff like one thing I also tell like artists is that you don't know what merch your peoples want until you get it. Like you might think this is the dumbest thing in the world, but you have it right there and they're like, oh my God, I need that. It's like, did you? Like, I didn't even know. I just tried things out because they're like, hey, we can make this. And I'm like, well, let me get a couple of them. I don't know. Let me see. Right. And people love it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, give me more. I need it,
Oh yeah, I'll be buying some silly shit for sure. I always buy like non-clothes stuff because I'm a big dude and nobody ever has 5X shirts. And like it's hard. Like when I went to that Juffalo weekend, there was like 3-4 Gibby shirts I wanted so bad. And the shirts go up to like 3 or 4X. I'm like, I can't even fit my fat ass in a 4. Like I can't. Like
most of mine are like go up to 4X, but I can order 5X. Usually you get like stuck with them, but
that's
like,
that's what
I use a lot of 4X, like it's and there's a lot of places where I try to get like merch from and they just stop at like 1X or 2X. And it's because the shirts get more expensive when they go up. So they're just like, I'm not going to invest that. I need it to be like this bottom line and whatever. We'll just be like, I already sold out of those,
Our fat fucks need love too. I need to.
Ash,
I would love to be repping y'all's shit.
Yeah, man. You see what Ash said? I feel bad, man. Like I get tired of buying men's t-shirts, so I try to buy hats or bracelets and stuff. I'm gonna get more hats and cool stuff, but you're not alone, Ash. Patty and Carrie are on the case. They're getting me tank tops to try, and we're gonna see if it will go on there or if it won't. And if it does, we'll have spaghetti straps or maybe like baby tees or wife beaters. I don't know if they call women's tank tops wife beaters or if they call them husband beaters or something, but whatever. The female shirts, we're going to have them basically.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Got to show the ladies love too.
Yeah, we know that.
I know a lot of artists like that's one of their like they can't get female fucking unless it's bikini. Like the only thing I ever see anybody have is like bikinis, and not all women want to be, half-ass naked at a show. Fuck yeah, Fifth Element for sure drops April 1st allegedly.
Yeah, so this is the other thing. I don't know if you saw this like going on Facebook, but they fucking started this last year on my birthday, and that's what they fucking took the flyer for the show, and they started adding snorkel gear on me and all kinds of fucking crazy shit, cigars in my mouth, like all these emoji stickers they were putting on the flyer and resharing it as like free promo type of deal.
I was gonna pull up some of those pictures and I totally forgot. Like I said, today's been kind of crazy. So
as soon as I put this one out, like my boy Rick Resin, he fucking sees it and he just sees the open opportunity and he just puts fucking all kinds of like faces on it and shit. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So I just said, let's embrace it. And I was like, it's funny because they're doing that. And then the album is dropping April Fools. So like, so this is what I did. While I know you've seen like some of those pictures, I have been saving the pictures and I'm making the pictures into album covers back for the people that made them. And so these are the album covers that made with the people's pictures that they made. And I'm sending them back, and I want everybody to share their version as on April 1st as the version of the saying that my album dropped, but that's the album, their version.
That's so
And
fresh.
some of them are pretty fucked up, man. And then I also want to print them out and not like and I have a video concept with like a bunch of these. Like I have a video concept idea that I think is going to look pretty cool. That I'm going to try to use all of these things for these people make from this album cover. And it's for a song that has nothing to do with the album actually. So I'm just going to use like the face outline and whatever they put on it and stuff, like printed out. And I'm going to use them in the video. And then I may sign them and give them to the people that made them.
It was funny when I was doing the thumbnail for the video, for this video. Sometimes I have a hell of a time finding a clear ass picture of somebody. Some of you guys are like Bigfoot. There's only like blurry pictures. Shout out to Nate Money. I can never find a clear ass picture of Nate Money anywhere. I told him that. I'm like, bro, I need you to go out in the sunlight and like take me a clear ass picture because I need a clear picture. And I run it through some filters and do some like touch up, and it just made you look so fucking grumpy. And I was like, bro, I feel bad, but also it was kind of fresh. But here, let me try to pull it up here. I mean, y'all see it, but
I mean, most of my pictures are probably like other people's like pictures of us at shows or something like that. But that thing that you made for the thumbnail came out dope as fuck.
I love it. I mean, so I had a harder time with Grim, I will say, because again, Grim is another one of those Bigfoot motherfuckers where like there's every picture is taken from a potato. Like I can never find a clear ass picture of Grim. And I believe this one and like some of the other ones I've done that, I feel have come out not as clear. I actually had to like scroll through fucking like music videos and like inch by inch to try to find like the perfect still frame. And if you've ever done that with like a live moving video, you get some of the weirdest fucking faces on people.
You know what I've noticed? I know exactly what you're talking about, but I've definitely noticed that if you do that in a program like Adobe Premiere or something like that, instead of just on like YouTube or even on like your like media player or like VLC or anything that you play like video on, if you play it in one of those editors where it gives you inside frames that you can select, sometimes you'll get like your little more clear shot that won't be as blurry, but show the facial expressions though. Yes.
There was a perfect one I had of you from actually one of the music videos I have for tonight. And I was like, this would be such a cool pose for this thing. But like every time I inched one way or the other, it either just your hands and your like body went blurry, or you just like made like a face that was like not okay to put. Like we would be beefing if I used that picture. Man, it's funny sometimes because like only I get to see these things when I'm working on the thumbnail. And every once in a while I'll make a thumbnail and it'll be so bad and I'll be like completely finished and I'll be like, I can't, I gotta redo it, start from scratch and redo it.
Yeah, that's the thumbnail. A lot of people, the thumbnail is one of the biggest things that I've realized that helps me get like subscribers and views on my videos on YouTube. Like I went back and I put like thumbnails on all my old videos that I didn't used to have thumbnails. I used to just let it select like a point in the video. Like, fuck it, I don't care. But then I realized like your thumbnail can entice people like, yo, click here, come here. This is going to be dope. And that joint, like that thing looks fresh. And then another thing that I started doing like 2 years ago was putting like a subscribe animation.
Yeah. Well, now they have a way you can actually just put it in the corner, and if guys you're watching, you might see it. And down the corner, I have the little tiger logo with just subscribe on it. And if you're not subscribed, hey, click that, and it'll subscribe you to the channel. And I'd appreciate that 100%. Terrible segue, but no, my thumbnail game is I have every thumbnail from this channel and some from like the previous channel, and I gotta say, like, I'm gonna pull up one that's like old, and like you can see the difference in like how I do thumbnails. Like, I remember, back doing just like taking. Honestly, I use Paint 3D. I used to use Paint 3D to do all my thumbnails. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're using Photoshop?" I'm like, no, I'm using fucking the generic ass what comes on the computer, Paint 3D.
Yeah, no, I use that for a lot of stuff sometimes still because it simplifies the process.
Yeah,
I have Photoshop, but sometimes I don't always want the power that has. Sometimes I don't need to be digging around and trying to figure out where the fuck I have to click and what they call something and all this, when I know in Paint I can just go in there and boop boop, I'm done.
Right. But anyway, I feel like we've gone off task here a little bit. I was setting up to play a song, one because bathroom break, but also because I want to pull up some stuff and I don't have it. So let's. I was talking. The whole reason I brought up the thumbnails in the first place was to tell that story and to hype up this song I got tonight. This is one of your older tracks. It's about a year old, I think, or so. Hopefully, it's the right one. This one is Knowledge featuring Knowledge and Mischief featuring 3XG Spits. Stay out of my pockets. Any stories or anything you want to tell before we get into this one?
Yeah, so this is wild. The videos, like, we were just stacking them up. Like, I saw Ash in the comments in the room, and she was like, I'm considering getting a dope camera just so I can get better pics of everybody at the shows. And I feel her. That's what we did. I got I wanted to get better footage, and I didn't always want to have to ask somebody if we could borrow a camera to take to the show. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get a camera, and I'll put the money out for it up front, and then I'll just start to acquire footage and stuff. So I got a decent lens and a camera with a kit or whatever. Yeah. And we started just taking it to every show that we were going to and every whatever. And like I said, it was piling up. We weren't really getting it mixed. Sometimes we might come out with a better song, or we didn't shoot enough like more scenes for that video or something, and it just gets put in the back burner and you keep on moving. But I have it all on my server. And I was kind of like, man, we're not able to get any music, like videos mixed down yet. So I need to figure out, like, I have the program on here. Let me just start like figuring out how to use it and get like some videos put together. And when I started figuring the program out, Adobe Premiere, I started looking in all these folders and seeing what footage do I have for what songs. And I start dumping it into, folders for each song based off of what footage I actually have us rapping, and then footage that's B-roll. Like if I found some B-roll that would actually fit this same song from this same location or the same people or whatever it be, then maybe I'll put that in that same folder. Well, I knew that that song, when we shot the music video for Stay Out My Pockets, we Mischief and 3X and Terry and LJ Heiss and our really good friend Erica, she passed away in the beginning of 2001, and she's the one that I did the Rekka Forever album for. And like she went on this trip with us. We went to perform with Ritz in New Hampshire, and so we traveled up to like Boston. My cousin lived there at the time. He hosted us for the night, and everybody stayed like there, and we were off of the fucking lake in a dope ass spot. And it was like it was just like the most like perfect spot and thing that we could like be at the day before the show. And the next day we chilled there until like we had to leave to get to the show on time. So, you know, we shot the footage right there on the deck with the lake in the background and all this, and you could just see like her bubbly personality and all this. And I'm looking at the video in the folder and I'm like, how I didn't know that she's in this many shots. I thought that she's only in a couple shots, and it was coming up on the anniversary, I guess, if that's what you call it, of when she passed. And I was like, man, let me put my head in the program and work to get this video edited and dropped on this day for her, because I feel like that's why I found the folder that had all that shit in it, and it just seemed like it was right. Like, let's get this song dropped. And because the song is about us, but when you watch the video, you can tell that her personality just takes over the video, you know. So I was like, this needs to be out there, and it was a dope video for that reason. It got no promotion. I didn't know I was going to drop the video. We never really knew that we had enough shots for the video from that one day, and we hadn't revisited shooting more scenes for it yet. And so everything is from one location, one like candid morning of us just chilling out there, soaking in good weather, good vibes. And the video was one of my first joints that I like actually did my editing thing on. You know, since then I've edited probably every video that I dropped since like the beginning of this year, but this was the very first one here.
Well, this is called Stay Out of My Pocket. I literally lost it.
Stay out of my pockets. Yep.
Yeah. Stay out of my pocket. Sorry. Like I said, I need an intern for this reason exactly. But this is Stay Out of My Pockets. Let's peep it out.
Let's go.
3X. Knowledge is hip hop.
Street soldier. You know how I do.
What's good? Fuck 'em.
You gotta watch it.
Runaway soldier, fuck the hole in your sofa. Give them no love, fuck from the jump, game over. Your girl can get it too, my bullets come with a +1. Shots got no brains, I hit them with dumb slugs. I know I'm acknowledged, ask me how. Cause a lot of you rappers sound like me now. Ow, cocky and seen now, robbing the scene now. We leave them C-style, you know how I move. Don't be mad at your haters, that's what they're supposed to do. Keep your head on a swivel, watch how they cruise. Told myself, fuck them, hit them with full force. People die every day, I can't cry no more. I don't rap, I walk in strapped and slaughter tracks. Hit the wax, then give your BM a bubble bath. Humble cat, I'm so sassy with my subtle ass. Hit you for your shuttle pass when I shuffle past.
Say that they got it, but homie ain't got that product. Lot of them copping, I guess they middleman rocking. I don't give a fuck, just stay out of my pocket. As long as that money ain't stopping it, ain't nobody's get dropped in. Say that they got it, but homie ain't got that product. Lot of them copping, I guess they middleman rocking. I don't give a fuck, just stay out of my pocket. As long as that money ain't stopping it, ain't nobody's get dropped in. Not talking Hollywood, politicking from the hood. Keep your business, and my business ain't really yours. Praying to God for when I send them to the Lord. Put them on cotton, fuck you, sincerely yours. Boom, bang, pop, I make the fucking beat hot. Every time I grace the mic, they overstand like overbites. They all want me cause they heard about the Cobra pipe. Never leave them hungry, fill they tummy with the sherbet lights. Leave them runny like the eggs ain't even cooked on high. Cross the line, but today I got time cuz got sorta a rhyme buzz. Bees out in the trapolated. See my competition, how they mad at I finally made it. It's sad how they constipated, but I don't ever stop. Every week I'ma drop dope shit, make them dope sick. When my flow kick, got plenty of grams. Yeah, I been the fucking man with the presidents in my hand. Say that they got it, but homie ain't got that product. Lot of them copping, I guess they middleman rocking. I don't give a fuck, just stay out of my pocket. As long as that money ain't stopping it, ain't nobody's get dropped in. Say that they got it, but homie ain't got that product. Lot of them copping, I guess they middleman rocking. I don't give a fuck. Just stay out of my pocket. As long as that money ain't stopping it, ain't nobody's get dropped in.
Funny how they act after they know that you doing it. Heard you living the dream and determined to ruin it. Focus on your own bag and stop all the stupid shit. Keep your enemies close, gotta watch who you cruising with. No room for envy in my circle of crowd. Once they show they true colors, ain't no working around it. You read that envious expression all on that blue face and feedback about the greenbacks that you make. These yellow belly suckers and these wannabe hustlers need to know that what you used to be doesn't mean nothing. Want a damn thing stop, another single we crushing. And it's a motherfucking problem with lingo on production. No introduction, just adjusting to us being the focus. Flow so hot, you fuckers needing a roach clip. And street 2, we don't always be on that woke shit. We smoking way too much, homie, and you know this.
Say they got it, but homie ain't got that product. Lot of them copping, I guess they middleman rocking. I don't give a fuck. Just stay out of my pocket. As long as that money ain't stopping it, ain't nobody's get dropped in. Say that they got it, but homie ain't got that product. Lot of them copping, I guess they middleman rocking. I don't give a fuck. Just stay out of my pocket. As long as that money ain't stopping it, ain't nobody's get dropped in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was dope, man. That was a really dope day. Everybody who was there, I think, they'll never forget that day. It was more than just a show. It was it turned into like a vacation because of the location that we went to and the fact that my cousin and his fiance at the time, his wife now, they were like the most great hosts or whatever that you could imagine. And the crazy thing about that song right there is it's actually, when we did that song, Stay Out of My Pockets, it was the first song that ended up turning into the Road Trip album that me and Mischief did. So me, Mischief, and 3X were chilling, working on music, and we did that. That was one of the songs that we did. And it sparked us kind of going into a couple folders of beats that we had and saying, you know what, this person would sound good on this beat. This person would sound good on this beat. And we tried to pick the artists who would be the features on the songs based off of the sound of the beat, and make it like a road trip concept where you doing a project with all of these people from different states that we ran into by doing underground shows and, in and out of states and stuff like that. And it came out tight, but that was the first track. It wasn't the first video or anything like it. We have a couple videos, I think, for that project already out, but before this one dropped. But it was the first track that sparked that whole project off, which is dope.
Hell yeah, that's super fresh, man. When I pick songs like that, you never expect to get a story like that, and
I never would have expected that to be the one that you actually picked, because this is the thing. Like I said, actually there wasn't that much promotion on that. And at that time I was working on The Fifth Element already. I think I was recording it or I already had it mostly written or something like that by then. But when I came across that footage, I was just like, this is not going to hit. It's not going to hit the same unless I drop it that day. Mm-hmm. And when I dropped it that day, and other friends of hers and her family and stuff got to see it, and seeing her smiling in the video and stuff like that again on a day like that, it's like a good bad thing, kind of. But and then after that happened, because I was editing all these videos and shit, I dropped another video, and then dropped another video or whatever, and then now I'm dropped the song for the album, and in that quick 2 months, you forget about that you dropped that video. I forgot that I dropped that video. Crazy, because it's so much going on, and work, and new music, and then the planning this rollout that we were talking about, with the podcasts and the show, and also trying to get different merch to include that matches with it, but to go to include with the hard copy and stuff like that. Like you forget it's, and I was like, when you first asked me about like the biggest thing last year, I mean, but the biggest, there was probably even bigger things than I mentioned last year, but I can't even remember all the stuff that we did last year. And then when I seen that video and that's the one that you selected, I'm like, I didn't even remember that from this year. And this year is only like, we're only 3 months in. And that's crazy to me. Like,
I don't even remember this morning, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of surprised me, and I feel like that's also like how I was saying, like every show is going to be different. Nobody else going to pick that.
Yeah.
Not
I
in the
try to
next
get
3
it.
days, you know.
I try to get like a good mix, you know. I don't want to just play current shit. And you know, I'll do like the most current song, but I like to pick songs that I vibe with, you know. And you know, that song just I liked how it was done. I thought it was a beautiful music video, and I was like, and ironically, as we were playing it, I noticed that is the music video where I got the picture for the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so that another thing that's really tight about that song is it's funny is that me and Mischief really fucking love 3X's ad libs. Like, I don't know if you pay attention, like when he's like doing his verses, and that was really one of them right there, where he's like, say something, boom, bang, I make a fucking beat, and then he's like, bah, 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 bang, or like these like the different things that he'll do in the background is like, you know, I would be like, man, you know, if I did that, I would think maybe I'm being goofy, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's like he's being fun, and it's like I know that's that like. It's just so dope. So his fucking like like when we're live, like doing Ride or Die or any of that shit, like some of us can't wait till it comes up to his ad lib parts, because we're gonna be up there doing them ad libs like fuck yeah, like
hell yeah.
So anybody pay attention to his ad libs, especially on features.
Because you're so close with all these guys when you're doing shows and shit, I'm sure you have like little things you like to dig at each other about, or like clown on each other. I know, especially when you're talking to me, you know, you say how like Grimm's always late to shit, and man, I love you, Grimm.
Shit, me too, man. But yeah, Grimm, me and Grimm are definitely late. He's actually usually before me, but I like for somebody to be late before I am. That way they can catch the first flack off of that. And but no, one of the things is that when we used to go to like events where we were shooting music videos, whether, you know, on these like cypher things that we used to do, like with Grind Road, or the new ones that we've done with Street Soldier, any of that stuff, like we meet up.
Oh shit, we lost him. Well, I'm really curious what he was gonna say. Oh, here he is. Okay. We lost you for a second.
Oh, it cut off.
Oh, there we
go. Yeah, so no, I was gonna say one of the things is you show up to like a spot where you're gonna shoot like a music video to something that's like a pre-recorded song or cipher or something like that, and people don't know their words, right? So Mischief would always just tell people like, yo, when you don't know your word, if you just say watermelon, your mouth is moving for so many like syllables, and the way it moves, just say it a couple times, and then nobody will know that you don't know your word, because you won't like just be stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's like, it just makes your lips move enough that whatever. So like, it's one of the things is that like people would be joking about is like, yo, if you don't know your words, man, just fucking repeat that shit. Like, just make sure you're talking. So that was one of the dope things that like is a kind of inside joke at some of them joints, because we would come in there and try to like fucking have like 3 verses memorized for like back to back ciphers at one event or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on, man, you fucking and you're trying to fucking be on like vacation. You're trying to enjoy yourself. You're not trying to just memorize your verses in the fucking corner the whole time or whatever. So yeah, sometimes that would be one of the things. And then no, everybody gets on me. Are you kidding me? Not just us, like that work together musically. No, everybody in the fucking chat probably gets on me about being late to the shows. They're like, "What time are you going to get there?" I'm going to be there early to set up merch. Oh, early like what? Early like what? And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm supposed to be there early to set shit up. And they're like, you're not going to be here early. Like, I don't care what you say, something's going to happen. And then they hate the fact that the show that's the closest to my house, 611, Cafe 611, I always give myself like, I'm 10 minutes away. I'm probably like over 15 minutes away, a little bit more.
Right.
I feel like it's 10 minutes, so we can wait here until it's 10 minutes to be there. And then when we pull in, everybody's already there, and it's like a big fucking parade. It's like, yay, you know, rather than we pull in and we're like, damn, man, what time are they all going to get here and shit? I'm sure they hate that, but I love it.
Oh, yeah. Mikey Diamond in the chat saying, fucking love your work, bro. Nothing like a live show with you and the rest of the gang.
Yeah, man. Mikey Diamond, thank you. We appreciate you. Mikey Diamonds was also at that fucking show, at the Pandora's Box release show. He performed at that show. He killed it. And fucking brought a lot of fucking folks from out of state, man. And that's just love, man. That's you know, that's dope shit right there that you can't really express.
Right, man. You know, going to a show sometimes and like 90% of the audience is just like artists waiting to perform. But I love those shows. Those are like the best because you actually get to hang out with you guys and not just like, you know, you go to a big show and everybody's hiding backstage or, you know, doing whatever. Like even when Phantom Power for the Ouija show, like we didn't see Ouija, we didn't see fucking God, why am I spacing on his name? Darby. Yeah, we didn't see Darby.
3X.
You know who was
I think 3X smoked with him out in the parking lot.
3X was
He
hungry.
was there
I
early.
remember 3X was like, man, where's my food? I remember that shit. That was my first time like meeting 3X, and like I just remember him macking on a fucking sandwich.
Yeah, you gotta watch him.
But no, you guys were outside and this, you know, smoking, hanging out. Fuck yeah, it was a good time. Like that's what I love about going to these fucking local shows.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Even if I'm antisocial as fuck, you know, even if I'm just sitting off, you know, talking to the two fucking people I'm talking to. Like I think I was sitting with you know, Ash Hole and Clown Devil Boy and Nihilistic fucking chatting it up.
That's the thing, man. I've been to some shows before, like I've been to a show where it's like Immortal Technique, Jedi Mind Tricks, Reef the Lost Cause, Poison Pen, Diabolic, you know, all these people, right? And right after they each performed, they just came right over to their merch tables and they were selling merch and signing CDs and taking pictures with everybody and being like chill. And then you go to some shows where you perform with somebody, like, you know, I mean, it's understandable, I guess, some situations, but man, we performed, we opened up for Slaughterhouse on the RNS tour when they only did 4 locations, and one of them was in Maryland, and we opened up on that with the rest in peace to Wiley Flew, Dreadeye, and Humble Hoodlum got us on that show, and and it was dope. The show was dope, but they wouldn't meet you like unless you had like a meet and greet thing. It's like what we just performed with, like, to open up for you. You didn't want to just say like, "What up?"
Yeah.
Maybe take a picture or something. It's just so crazy sometimes, like where it's like they're so out of reach after just a certain point. Is weird because I try to be on the floor and around everybody as soon as I'm done performing. I feel like I can't even really see what's going on. The light is there, you're fucking half out of breath, your voice is gone, but you go right down here and you start fucking dapping people up who stood there for fucking however long they just stood there and watched you do that shit. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to rush out of there, like out the back and stuff like that. And if you do have to do that, then I mean, you got to be Eminem or something, man.
You know, and there, no hate to Ouija, but we were at that show, and I was just chatting with homies after the show. We were just hanging out front, and one of the guys that was working at Phantom Power was like, "Hey, I can try, like, I can go ask Ouija if he wants to come out." And none of us were like, "Yeah, like, we're not waiting around for Ouija. We're hanging out, but it would be cool to say what's up." And he comes out like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Hey, Ouija's not coming out tonight." And we're like, "Okay, you know, like, we're not waiting around for Ouija." But just the fact that, like, you know, we felt a little slighted with the fact that, like, he's adamant he's not coming out.
Right.
I felt a little like, I get it because people be hound dogging on people and shit, but you know, to like outright say it, and I get it. It was because somebody asked him.
Yeah, and that's sometimes that's awkward too. You know, somebody going out of their way to ask something like that. But I've been to show. I mean, we one of my first time being around that really was really being around that was Ludacris. It was like in 2009. We did Labor Day weekend at the fairgrounds, and Luda like headlined with, you know, there was a bunch of people like Pitbull and Baby Bash and Keith Murray, EPMD, Redman and Method Man, Wu-Tang Clan, all these people, and like a lot of them were like would come down in the crowd, like Keith Murray and EPMD. Like a lot of these people would come down and mingle in the crowd, and they were at the food trucks buying food and stuff. But like Luda's people wouldn't let anybody around him. He had a little spot in the tent in the back where they already had like stuff in coolers and shit like that, and he was not like leaving that area. He wasn't trying to like meet nobody, and it was just like weird because they were like, you know, a lot of these local dudes, they're never, you know, this might be their biggest thing, you know. I mean, even for me now, right now, it was probably the biggest show I ever did for sure. I mean, there was thousands of people there. It was the biggest sound system I've ever performed on, like ever. It was just too big to even picture, and that kind of ruins it because you're like, fuck, man, you know. I didn't even get to take a picture with the people that I performed there with, like, or shake their hand or tell them good job.
Right. Yeah, sometimes
even though we were in the same tent, it was just like they blocked off a part of it and was just like, fuck you. Like, they really didn't even want us to be back in that area. They were like, it's not safe. But everybody was cool as a fan, just like they always are, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, especially when there's like meet and greets too, like that's a little like, oh, you just want to make your money, and then, but that's not always the case either. But that's just where my brain goes with it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems crazy though with the meet and greets and stuff that they do charge so much money, like hundreds of dollars to meet the people.
I've said it. I'm never paying for an ICP meet and greet. I idolize those guys to fucking death. I'm not dropping $400 to talk to somebody for 4 minutes. Like, no. I can't, like, I can't do it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But kind of shifting gears a little bit here. I want to talk about Rebels Advocate. You know, actually going into the show, and I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm gonna fucking say it because you guys in the chat know I'm a fucking Jeff and I don't know anything. I just, for a while, I assumed it was, you know, your record label or something. It just some people just have shit that's like tagged onto their name. I didn't realize that you are a part of a group as well called Rebels Advocate. What can you tell me a little bit about Rebels Advocate?
Yeah, so Rebels Advocate, and this is crazy because I've had this same thing happen. Like there was a timeline, literally. So I was doing like solo music. I did music with some of my boys that I grew up with and stuff, and we went by the name Foul Play, and then a lot of them didn't continue doing music and shows and stuff. Some of them had babies, some of them moved away, things like this. So I was kept doing music, and then I bumped into a group of like-minded individuals, and we did a couple of things together. So we formed this coalition of artists called the Coalition 301 because 301 is the Maryland area code, and that everybody mostly lived in that range. And was a big group of people, and we did a dope project and did some shows, did a video, did another project, and then the same thing happened with those people. Like a lot of people needed to split back off and do their solo things, and the things that their, groups of people or kind of like label style, like groups, like cliques or whatever, they had projects and things of their own that they were doing. So when that happened again, from that, me and LJ Heiss, who I had met like primarily through the coalition and also by working with the Wizard, Go KP Beats, he had worked closely with him. Me and this dude, we clicked like really good. Like our chemistry is ridiculous, and we still wanted to do music together, but we didn't have the whole coalition to do it with anymore. So he was at my house. I got the studio in the crib, and we're just fucking around, taking some dabs and shit. And we ended up working on this track, and it was called The Mothership. And it was like, my mind is on the mothership. My mind is on some other shit, and it was because we're fucking dabbed out of our fucking face. And the beat was like a slow, trappy banger, like that had like spacey sounding shit. So it sounded like some UFO trap fucking scissor shit or something. I don't know. So we did like a lyrical track on this joint, like, but with the dope ass hook. And we decided, you know what? We should do a project, like a duo project, kind of like how me and Grim did, like with the Pandora's Box. But the more we talked about it, and we were trying to think like what represents us and stuff like this, and we came up with the name Rebels Advocate to play off of the Devil's Advocate, and we being like rebels, like we advocate the rebel mentality, doing things the way you want to do them, and not the way that somebody else, said is normal or whatever. So what happens is, all right, Patty, I see you out there. Good night. And to Terry also, if you're leaving. Basically that from that, LJ was Heist. He was wearing the V for Vendetta mask to a lot of shows, like energetic, but he had like some like football like war paint on it, like type of shit, like to kind of make it like more his style. And and he would come out with that on and fucking be all energetic at the shows and fucking tear shit down, and it was just electrifying and stuff. And then I had this gas mask image that I was using for my solo project, because we had gotten these photos done when we were with the coalition, where everybody had like a suit and tie on, like black and white, with a different kind of mask and a different kind of weapon. And I had a gas mask on with like a AR-15. And so I used that photo for, because we already paid for it anyway, I used it again for my first solo project. We incorporated it into my artwork. So I was like, you know what, at this point, the gas mask is becoming part of like the knowledge like thing. So we went with half gas mask and half the V for Vendetta mask to create the logo that kind of represented both me and Heist at that time. And that's where the logo came from. And then so we did an album, and by the time we got the album done, we had a mixtape full of tracks as well that didn't make it on the album. So we're like, all right, let's give them the mixtape, and then let's drop the album, right? And then we're pushing that for a while. That's what we're really pushing, Rebels Advocate, blah 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 blah, right? But I think the problem was that we didn't like do a music video. So because we didn't do a music video, I don't think anybody knew it was us. Like, they knew me as Knowledge, and it didn't say it was a Knowledge track or album or mixtape. They knew LJ Heiss as the battle rapper, because he was bodying battle rappers in a bunch of local leagues and shit. So, that they kind of even forgot about the mixtapes that he had dropped with KP before that, because he was starting to become known now in the battle circuit. And that's the videos and the content that he was releasing. So that's what he was being known for. And I remember I did like a cipher that the video dropped, and I shared the video. And this was like a year after the Rebels Advocate album dropped. And more than one person told me they were glad to see me doing music again. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, haven't you been seeing all this other shit that I'm releasing, Rebels Advocate? And they're like, oh, that's you? And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, this is what happens when you try to rebrand in the middle of you trying to brand. You cannot brand two things at once. So it really bit me in the ass. If you try to brand like something new like that with somebody as a group name and not just be like, I think it would, we love the brand and we love the logo, but I think that we would have more subscribers if it was Knowledge and LJ Heiss. Like, I think people would have known who it was from the beginning, and it would have gotten pushed like that a little bit more. And I wouldn't probably change it because we did it the right way. It's just unfortunate that there's no way to really connect the two. There's no way to make people know that it's like, unless I was like Knowledge of Rebels Advocate, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen other people do that with like their crews and stuff like that. But I just hope that I can get enough steam with one or the other that I can like shift some attention to the other. But you know, with whatever can do it for us at the same time, we're building up both brands. And I started dropping music videos on that channel, so now people are starting to realize like, oh, that's who that is Knowledge and LJ Heiss.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad you said that because we actually have one of those music videos too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this is Rebels Advocate with No Time.
Go season.
DMV.
Go season.
Where all we know is green light. Go season.
Yeah.
Go season. Go
That
season.
yellow light. That red light.
Go
red
season.
light. We ain't
Go
got time for
season.
that.
Go season. It goes 1 rapper, 2 rapper, 3 rapper, 5. Just cause I skipped the 4th one don't mean he's still alive. This ain't a dark fantasy, that's how I feel inside. Can no competition kill my vibe. My eyes on the prize, aiming for that cake in the pie. Keep the grass cut low for them snakes in the skies. Gunning for that #1, take your pride. You create to get a rep, I create to survive. My life's a little different, I relate to the fire. Feeling burnt out from flames, look, I made me a lighter. So I learned to maintain, motivation got higher. You knows I grow, would've made to be a liar. Or Frankenstein with a crown. It's he who inspires to be greater than his nature would allow. In other words, you can't stop me. This kind of work comes with better perks. I peel out, cause I ain't got time for that. You just wanna chill out, well I ain't got time for that. I'm just trying to grind, money on my mind. And far away from you is probably where you'll find me at. I peel out, cause I ain't got time for that. You just wanna chill out, well I ain't got time for that. I'm just trying to grind, money on my mind. And far away from you is probably where you'll find
Let
me
me
at.
start with the fact the majority of rap is shit. Resurrect the dead and bring them back like it's Lazarus. Little blasphemous bitches who sell their ass for riches. You just sucking dick and kissing ass, whatever master wishes. That's your business though, and if you know me, I ain't got time for that. Only time that I'm not going places when I'm flying back. 21 grams, you know where that fire's at. They burn marks on the trip, like where they spin the tires at. Plus I'm never tired, facts. Paranoid of wiretaps, underground but never hiding. You know where to find me at. Atop the rebel faction, next to all my fellow advocates. We all about that action, so that life ain't just no average bitch. Became a master in the art of straight savageness. Living every day like it's the last and ain't shit after this, bitch. In other words, you can't stop me. This kind of work comes with better perks than
I peel out, cause I ain't got time for that. You just wanna chill out, well I ain't got time for that. I'm just trying to grind, money on my mind. And far away from you is probably where you'll
fresh as fuck.
But yeah, there's a pretty cool catalog of Rebels Advocate stuff, man. Anybody who hasn't heard that already.
So like I said, I just found it. I figured that out tonight. So I can't wait. I get to dig back through and listen to all the old shit.
It's actually cool, man. So yeah, and then we've had some ups and downs, man, with that because like you run into crazy things like working with like producers like Anno Domini, where it's like a group of producers that all submit like beats, I guess, into these beat packs that are sold for like holiday specials and stuff. And one of the songs that we did on our debut album, 21 Grams, which is the dope project you want to definitely check out. 21 grams is what they think the weight of the soul is when it leaves the body. And so it's a dope project. We did a song on there called What Ifs, and it was on a beat by them that was leased. It was paid for in a beat pack that had commercial rights you're allowed to use. And we uploaded the project, and I had it on TuneCore for a while. And then I was migrating my catalog to DistroKid for like a year or two, and then I moved it back. But when I moved it to DistroKid, you save your IRSC numbers and stuff like this, and your like UPC codes and all. You type everything the way that you did when you upload it. When I went to upload this fucking song to DistroKid, it got flagged as a copyright because it was a Jay-Z beat, and I'm like, what? So I look up the song. And it's a Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel beat, like, Where Have You Been? And I'm like, they literally sampled it. They didn't, like, play it or anything. They sampled the beat. So now we weren't able to upload our album, which had already been uploaded for a while, and it had to stay down for, like, 9 months or so until we could get the wizard to replay the keys and replay the whole beat basically on the piano or keyboard, so that it wasn't a sample, it was a replay of the beat. But so it sounds even doper now that it's like uploaded with his version, but the album suffered, and the subscribers and the playlists and all that stuff suffered for like a year or so because at least like probably a year at least. Because of that. And it's crazy because you think that you paid, the producer, and you're going to be in the clear and all this stuff, and you did your part, and you put their credits and all this stuff, but then you get told, nah, you can't upload that. And it's like, huh? We have 2,000 fucking hard copies. Are you kidding me? With the same exact song on them, and they didn't have a problem then, but that's another reason why I shifted to like the in-house producer. I know what he's using. I trust what he's doing. Nobody's heard the beats before. Every song that you hear on The Fifth Element is going to be a fresh beat that you've never heard before because nobody else got these beats before me, and they're not going to get them after me. And that's the beauty of a couple of the beats on those projects that you're going to see, the 21 grams. But the next Rebels Advocate project coming up, it's called Sector, and every beat on there is also by Go KP Beats. So that'll be a dope project. It's probably going to be completed this year. But yeah, anybody who hasn't followed Rebels Advocate, it is Knowledge. Knowledge is hip hop, Knowledge and LJ Heist. It's two individuals that came together for a duo project and ended up kind of creating like a thing, kind of like we have Rebels Advocates, like more of us, like kind of like juggalos, like it's like whoever fucks with us is a Rebels Advocate,
kind of like a grind mode. I feel like there's a million people in grind mode cypher.
Yeah, it's kind of like that type of thing, but I would say it's more like selective than that because grind mode, when I started out like with grind mode, people would say I submitted like 3 times already and got turned down. It was a selective platform back then, and it was like a lot of people were really respected the fact that like I have to try harder and I'm going to submit again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to, like that. But then now it seemed like in the last year or something like that, where maybe like some of the people that get on there, you're right. There's a lot of people, And
I mean, the only one I know is Frankie.
yeah, like I know Frankie, and I met Mickey Bourbon also through
Well,
Iron Mode, but
Rock
now,
Cassette or
yeah,
whatever.
basically everybody, Rock Cassette, Lagoon, Frankie
Mhm.
V, Mickey Bourbon. So I met all of them through that circuit. Me and Mischief knew each other already before that, but we happened to do a Grind Mode show. One of our first shows that we did together, Grind Mode was also there because the promoter had them there in Harrisburg, and that's where we kind of linked up with them. But yeah, it was really cool, man. We had a great time with them when we were like moving around with them. But you know, I don't know if this was a big part of what you like your move to brand this channel, but what we realized was we're doing a lot of content, but it's not on our channels, you know? And so then we realized like we're sharing this and getting subscribers to other people's channels, but we need to focus on content for our channels. And that's when I started, you know, focusing on getting music videos done and making sure we were getting like a lot of footage at shows and trying to shoot videos in the parking lots and different stuff, whatever we could do to kind of like start getting some kind of content or getting people used to having the camera in their hands and finding out if they don't understand, you know, if they're not holding it steady or whatever it is. But we started putting the content on our channels, and now we're getting our subscribers, and that's where the big focus is now. And I think that you have to do that in this universe or megaverse or whatever they call this shit, metaverse. You have to have your own channel. You have to start building your own subscribers, and you have to find what makes you different, like than, you know, the person next to you or next to you,
Right,
on either or side. And everybody has something that they can add in to make it like different and whatever for themselves. But we really encourage artists to find out what it is that you're trying to do and put it out for yourselves, you know, because the amount of money that you can put into somebody else's pockets, building up their brand or their whatever, their station or something like that, when the platform becomes successful enough to where it could be sold, only one person can sell it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's 100% what happened with my channel. Like, I was doing show with my best friend, and I mean, some shit happened, and that was also part of the reason why I stepped away. But he's still my best friend to this fucking day, and it was never like a problem with the channel. It's just it was never my channel, and
Yeah,
like
that's that. And then sometimes so decisions might be kind of like, well, if your decision, like, you know, it's your, and that's why that's another reason that I said like with this project right here was a peaceful project for me to do, because even though I love doing the projects with my peoples and I would never stop it, it was a breeze to kind of like be like, if that sounds good to me, then it's good, instead of kind of always having this like extra, like not guilt, but like want to like, are you sure it's okay with you too? I don't want you to just say yes.
Yeah.
And you kind of always wonder when you have somebody else on there, like, is what I put on there good enough? Do you feel good enough about what you put on there? How about how the way it was mixed down? Are you okay with the song order? I mean, all of these things matter, but some people will say that it doesn't matter, and you don't know if that doesn't really matter to them, or if that means that it does matter, but they're cool with you doing it, and that means they might not promote it or not be happy with it. And it's like, you want everybody to be just as happy. It's like their baby too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've noticed by doing collab albums, is that you got to be mindful that everybody's needs are being met on that project, because what I think is a complete project, someone else might not. What I think is enough songs, someone else might think that's too short. I mean, you gotta really have some understanding of what you want to do before that. But yeah, man, I I love what you got what you got going on here with the platform, and I'm more than honored to be on here. This was the first stop on promoting the album,
Yeah.
The Fifth
I
Element.
appreciate you coming on, and we're 2.5 hours in, so we are gonna, put these people to bed. I know there's some
Yeah,
people in
man.
chat that are hanging on.
We appreciate everybody who was in this joint and showed support all
The
night.
turnout tonight has been amazing. Like,
Make-
I mean, we get turnout usually, but the turnout tonight was twofold, and I do appreciate everybody for pulling through.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. And
And,
that way that you have that shit locked in and set your notifications, because he's also interviewing a bunch of dope artists, and you know that it's a matter of time before the squad gets on the show one by one and takes over.
They are gonna 100. And I'm trying to get some shit with Aaron over at Underground Holics. We're gonna be doing some collab stuff, hopefully. Fingers
Nice.
crossed. But let's throw up this tour again, this little podcast tour.
Yes, sir.
You had the amazing show at the Shamrock Inn, which I'm still mad jelly. I was watching videos of. Of course, the Bartle Boss podcast, which you talked about rebranding. It was the Bartle House, and now it's the Bartle Boss show. I know it's confusing.
I looked it up when I made the flyer, and I was like,
bro.
I was like, is this right? But
it's both. Technically, the channel is the Bartle Boss show, but this like what we're doing now is the Bartle House Radio.
Gotcha.
So, but I mean, I fucked it up somewhere along the way. Anyway, we have Chopping It Up with the Jack of Hearts podcast. I've been tuning in a couple weeks now, checking out them. They're fresh as fuck. Definitely go peep them out on. Is that Saturday this week?
Sunday the 24th. I forget what time that I'm gonna be posting that up, the time for that tomorrow, so that I can promote when that's gonna be. But I want to say it's at like 1 p.m. With the Jack of Hearts, and it's gonna be co-hosted by MC Hoare. So that'll be cool. That's also gonna be on I think Facebook and YouTube, I believe, is there.
Hell yeah. Man, I wish I could multi-stream. The music gets flagged so hard on Facebook, so I don't even bother anymore.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, me and 3X earlier. He's been trying out a couple things and test running a few stream things, and they keep kicking him off from music, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter what it is. So
if you guys need help with YouTube shit, don't hesitate to fucking hit me up, because I've
and
been
then,
doing shit.
There's a chance that in between that Sunday and the following Sunday that there could be another show with someone. I gotta see what date they had open. If so, I'll update the flyer. But then that following Sunday is going to be the one with Underground Alcoholics, where we're going to preview the album track by track in order. And kind of go over the track and what people feel about it in the room, and we're getting an early preview before it drops at midnight, and everybody can go save it on their platforms that they're going to stream it on and share it out, and and share their fucking their fucked up ass covers that they made of me with the fucking the eyes and stuff on it.
I mean, what's fresh is I don't have a single guest next week, and I did that intentionally because I want to, doing these interviews, I don't get a chance to play as much music or show as much off. And there's a bunch of homies that put out albums in the past couple of weeks, including Isolated Beings. Yours is going to be out. A few other people in the next couple of weeks. So the shows are going to be dedicated to the music. And so we'll be hearing some of your tracks also from the Fifth Element and some of your older stuff that I didn't get to play tonight.
Awesome, and I definitely plan on dropping an video to at least half of the songs on there. So at least 4 songs are gonna have videos, if not all of them. So people will enjoy that as well.
And then 4-1, of course, the Fifth Element will drop on all streaming platforms.
Yes, and I actually need to update the flyer to include that there is another podcast actually at noon, I believe, on 4/1 when the album drops. The Fuck Bro podcast is gonna be doing an album review, so they're doing the album review like this week, pre-recording it, and then it's gonna be a live broadcast with chat of that on their YouTube channel. So I'm going to be promoting that also for the first, so that everybody who's available to tune in for their live album review, they're gonna and they do an awesome review show. So anybody with music, try to search them. It's Fuck Bro, FOKBRO podcast.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, they're. I actually met them. They're from Wisconsin area, I believe. I met a lot of them cats through Grind Mode as well. I've met some really dope people through that platform. So I that was definitely a cool little time period in my musical journey for sure. But I think I like shows a lot more than ciphers, but I like that type of stuff for basically promoting what albums and projects you have coming out and stuff.
And Candy finally pulling up. I was waiting for Candy to say something about the couch.
I see her. She made it just in time, right before we cut it off. She made it in here. Somebody must have told her that we're about to leave. And
the last thing on 4/5, you have the private album release and birthday celebration. Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be like I'm gonna have my birthday's on the 9th, but that's in the middle of the week, so we're gonna do a little something on the 5th, and it's gonna be like we're probably listen to the album. Maybe I'll perform some shit off of it. I have a like a little venue that I have set up where we can do some live shit from. It already has sound and everything hooked up in it, and a stage and space and all that. So we may utilize that space, or we may just do like a party, sip or smoke and listen to the actual project through from beginning to end, and celebrate that release and just relax. Not really like some type of big deal type of like event, and pretty much just family, like people like that's really close, that's already been around either to the studio or the crib, or that we chill on a day-to-day and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. So guys, if you haven't checked out Knowledge, and you've sit here and watched this whole video and you still haven't gone over and subscribed to the YouTube and checked out my boy Knowledge here, definitely go and do that. Like Fifth Element dropping on the 1st. Any last words, any last thoughts before we head off into the sunset?
Nah, man, just shout out to you. Appreciate you having me on, and make sure you guys go and subscribe to Knowledge's Hip Hop or Rebels Advocate on pretty much everywhere that you do social medias and shit like that. And it's Knowledge or Rebels Advocate on all of your streaming platforms.
Fuck yeah. And we're gonna end off tonight. We're gonna play y'all out with a song. One of my favorite tracks off of Pandora's Box, Grim Smiles, Knowledge, featuring A-Game, Mumra, and Benny Buttons. We're going to end it off tonight with Devastate. Let's check it out.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
I devastate the mic, I'm designed to. Not gonna lie, dude, if you're Ryu, I am a kaiju. Serving motherfuckers like drive-thrus. The main one exposing them for lying since they wanna be prideful. If life is a bitch, I'm the side dude. Rolling up J's on her back with the page from the Bible. Make her leak, then I cut her like pipe tools. So you can come and fight me if you like, but she say you ain't the type to. Domesticated, but hyped up from what the rest was saying. Bet all your huffing and puffing stops if your chest gets caved in. Raps West Craven, scary yet it's breathtaking. A guide to remind you of everywhere that death's waiting. Test taken and ace, bitch. What's next? Race baited and snake bitten. Such stress, I don't want it if this is success. If life wasn't such a fucking slut, then maybe she'd suck less.
Watch this rap, now listen in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16's got them like they took a bite out of a lemon. Watch this rap, now listen in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16's got them like they took a bite out of a lemon.
My whole crew sharper than an obsidian blade, with flows colder than Siberian plain. Your own style's one-dimensional, a lineage chain. We got more depth in the pages than Shakespearean plays. No false candy, or I'll open your ulterior vein. You're just a blotch on a rug like a period stain. Try to wood you with one stable like the Syrian state, infecting your ear holes like bacterial strains. We kill telling all you pussies this is serial break. It's a side bitch, yeah, secretarial lady. Somebody should have told you how to stay in your lane. Cause this three-headed dragon sets worlds aflame just like a grinder. Always ahead of the game. Yes, the hottest to engage, just ahead of the flame. If their fork tongue spits, that's the head of the snake. They drag you all through the mud like I'm dredging a lake.
We detonate. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon. They in the right lane, fuck it, I flew past them. Music stayed in my life even when I turned new chapters. I was bullied in school, now I bully these new rappers. Keeping it low but ready to flash out like news cameras. So don't you ever disrespect me like Nims. Talk my shit, I get it all up off my chest like it's phlegm. They asking if I got bars, get my records to spin. Cause I'm not freestyling shit, I catch wreck with a pen. About my checks and them blue face Benjis. Ask about my work ethic is A1, you know I get busy. Speaking of A1, I got what you need, and it's that power blacked out. Cutting the white girl up like the Black Dahlia. My bank hard as a bitch, you staying fraudulent shit. I'm cutting them off from now on if it ain't marching in it. I'm never seeing the blues, see I ain't marched from the ship. Manifest what I believe, cause I aimed for stars as a kid, I detonate. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon.
You know the Navy traveled deeper than the catacombs. We wrote the hidden scriptures, transcended and stormed the battle zones. Our being standing low, combined we elevate the state. Power that we generate will boost the evolution rate. It's too complex for these rappers cause y'all are retards. Try to test these engines will leave your mental with deep scars. Try to iterate but intelligence what you lack, God. I guess I smack you up till you get it like Drake and D Barnes. The flow's extravagant, conscious smell all the savages. Squadron like the loaded, straight blaze of like buds of cannabis. You came to battle, bet I'm ready for war. I take a side of devastation and your soul's the main cause. I said it straight cause you niggas like to move kinda crooked. Falsifying how you live, it doesn't serve a good purpose. What's a devil to a god but target practice for starters? Don't matter who you serve, there's no escaping the slaughter.
We detonate. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon.
Quit acting like a gangster, quoting lines from Pacino. Shoot it like a free throw, extra clips if you gotta reload. Aiming with the cannon, I ain't talking about the B-roll. Out in the bay, burning cookies, going beast mode. Fire in my pre-roll, mobbing with my people. Really in the streets, every day I lit a G-code. 40 of the Mickeys, I ain't never tasted Glico. Cause in my hood it's chicken tenders and them JoJo's. Took a couple L's, but I landed on my feet though. From the west side where there's gangs and the we grow. Scraping up the block, hitting switches in the low-low. Down asphalt, the son of a real cholo. Bully in the game, about to put it in the chokehold. Rappers biting harder than a purebred dogo. I pop eyes on tough guys, I'm the real rap brutal. And just like Jordan, keep a shooter like Kukoc.
Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon. Watch this rap, now let's hit in your head and face. When we get on the record and set it straight. Levitate. Lift them up with the lyrics inside this 8. 16s got them like they took a bite out of a lemon.